All right, everybody. Sorry for that. Give me a minute. I'm going to have to send Is Your Six another link. Google was messing up there for a minute. I couldn't get it to work for anything. I had to start three chats to finally get it to start working. So get these links sent out. All right, got that one sent out. All right, sorry. Okay, still working on setting it up. I started late, so instead of setting it up, then starting it out. Now, I don't know if anybody's here yet or not. Let me try to find my own chat. On the external, that is. Yeah, it's not there. All right, now I got it. Let me reshare it so. I noticed that can't type and think at the same time, or type and talk. Okay, I noticed that. Oops. Oh, there you got it.
What's happening?
What's happening? I started it live before I even sent you the link. I was trying to hurry up. I had to start.
It came up in the bell. It came up in the bell. TR's live. I'm all, that's weird. I think it's supposed to be in there.
Yeah, I just went ahead. I had to start two more chats, and before it finally gave me the button to start the chat. So now I got to go back and end the other chats, cancel them.
You got all sorts of stuff.
Well, I'll tell you, they started changing the Google Plus YouTube thing today. I read an article on it. They're going to remove Google Plus is going to be separated from YouTube. You're still going to have a Google account, but the Google Plus, they're going to remove that part.
Oh, so you won't have to have Google Plus?
No.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
It's confusing enough it is, and then when you do figure it out or think you figure it out, they change it again on you. It used to be really, I think it was a lot easier last year than it has been ever since they updated it a few times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I don't even know how to. And maybe the time, I don't know. Whatever.
Would you name it, a short chat or something like that?
Yeah, just a quick chat or something like that. Yeah, just a quick chat. See, I don't even see how I can end the other one now.
You need a secretary, TR.
No shit.
Figure all that shit out for you.
But anyway, what I read was that they were the changes were going to start today. So that's probably why it was a little glitchy, because it was going to affect Hangouts as well. Okay.
Well, yeah, because you said the button was there, but it wouldn't work, right?
Yeah, it just said, it was like when you set a time, say I said 10 o'clock, usually by 10 o'clock it'll light up and say go live, or yeah, start broadcast. And anyway, it never lit up. And then I started like two more. You know, I started another one, it didn't work, so I ended it, started another one, and then finally it started working.
Gadget Ninja wants to know if you named it Fart.
Yeah.
LOL.
Yeah, I made a comment one day about the chat, and I was like, yeah, I shouldn't even said that.
Whoops.
Yeah.
So you turning off the other one right now?
I still can't see where I can damn cancel the son of a bitch, but I don't know.
Yeah. Give some
Because
love
I'm afraid
to
it's going to show up double, you know, like in the feed, you know. So I want to try to cancel it. I think it canceled on its own. Because now when
Google hates TR Blue 823 put. I can do the external.
Okay.
While you're working on that. All right, everybody. We got Frank L in here. Got BC Truck Rebuild, Repair, and Repurpose. We got Gadget Ninja 1, Knuckle Mac 3. What's up, Mac? Obviously, we got TR Prepper in there, myself. And we got Blue 823.
Yeah.
If TR wasn't busy being at IT, he'd say thanks for joining us, and we'll get started shortly. Oh, Gear Grounder 19's in the house.
Yep, he said it closed out. So yeah, when I went to my video manager, it's only showing this chat now. So I guess when I started the other one, it canceled the other one. So
perfect.
Okay. Anyway, whatever. Hell, we just threw it together.
Yeah.
All right, let me send out some more.
From the hip.
Yeah, let me send out some more invites, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I just got off my 3-day run at work. I call it a run. You know what I mean? You work kind of 12s or 24s like me, so.
Yeah, I work. I need a calculator to figure out how many hours I work. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Where the hell's that calculator at? There it is.
T.S. Wood says I never invite him. I want to invite his ass. So there, I invited you.
I work 192 hours straight.
Really?
Yep. Without a day off. You think I'd work on some like shrimp boat or something out in the middle of the ocean, huh? That'd be kind of fun for at least one season.
You never mind. I was gonna say, do you need the link for the chat? But hell, you done a rundown, so obviously you got it.
Yeah, that's how I ended up seeing it.
Yeah, my weekends, they got a weird schedule. It's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Either you work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or you're off Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and it flip flops every weekend. This was my weekend to work, so I just done my 3 days. Now I got 2 days off. So,
and then you'll work 3 days again.
Now then it's 2. The 3 days are just on the weekends. During the week, it'll be like 2 on, 2 off.
Oh, got it. All I know is North Carolina better watch out. And South Carolina, I guess. Should be a blast. Car carrier saying cleaning a gun, but gonna be listening.
Yeah, that's cool. So So when is it the closing on the new house?
The 6th of August. So we got
Just a
coming
few
up.
days.
It just
Yeah.
seems like it's taking forever. It's going to be a few days before I can even get back to North Carolina. So I got a truck still and a trailer I'm hauling over there.
Yeah, I heard
so
you.
Once that's, yeah, then all my crap will be in North Carolina, which will be nice. No more driving. It was fun the first 2 times. I don't know how this third time's going to be. Could be fun, or it could be like I already saw that. I've seen this, because there's either the 40 or the 20. I guess I could take side streets or paddle the boat or something, but probably not a good idea. But I'm bringing my wife's dad, our stepdad, basically. So the kids are going to be all excited because Grandpa's showing up.
Yeah,
He's better known as Papa. That'll be cool.
You don't hear a fan through my mic, do you?
I don't. No.
Okay.
Right.
Just checking. I don't want to be making noise.
I was talking to Banter the other night, and he had like this wind. I mean, it was like howling through his house. Like you could just hear like a howl of wind running through his house. He said it was windy as heck outside. It was kind of crazy. It sounded like wolves were howling in the background. I was like, damn, well, there's a lot of wolves or something out there. He's all, no, that's the wind coming through something.
Yeah, this headset thing here is the mic is noise canceling. It's supposed to just pick up what's right near it, and it works pretty good. I think I need to clean my computer. It overheats if I get too much stuff going on and cuts off.
Yeah, you got too much shit running at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, all the fans work in it. I checked it, but I guess it needs just a good cleaning. There he is. There's T.S. Wood.
There.
I don't know if you've been in the chat with him or not.
I don't think so. I like his emblem, though. Where's he from? Or I don't know if he has his mic off or not.
I'm not sure where he's from. I forget, but he's moved to Washington State, if I'm not mistaken. Is where he's at now. Yeah, man.
What the fuck you want? What?
He wants to know where the fuck you live at.
Yeah, I moved up to Washington.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Love it.
So I was going down my invites. I was like, I need to invite somebody else. And I was like, oh, shit, T.S. Wood. I never invite him. Let me invite his ass.
There you go. He's invited.
I just happen to be going through my shit when you... It's weird, though. The invite only comes through on my phone. I have to go... Once I see the invite come through on my phone, then I have to go to your actual Google Plus page to find it.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things we was just talking about. Google Plus and YouTube are making changes. They're getting the Google Plus away from YouTube. It's still going to be Google owns it, and you still have to have a Google account, but they're going to do away with the G Plus part of it. So they started doing changes. I had a hard time getting the chat started.
Well, they're always screwing with something.
Yeah, constantly. We ain't got no subject or nothing. He texts me. Yeah, we're just shooting from the hip. Fuck it. There wasn't no chat Sunday night, so we'll make it.
I was thinking it was your chat tonight. I was basically saying, hey, what's going on? That's tomorrow. I'm like, well, shit, now what am I going to do tonight?
Seen the Chinese stock market crash again today?
Yeah.
You guys see that?
Yeah. I also seen they may correct it, and they said they kind of knew about it. You know how like Greece reduced some of the pensions and stuff like that. There was an article out today that Social Security disability benefits are going to be cut 20% in America.
Damn, that's a lot.
So
that's another tax, basically.
Tell me what that's gonna fix. Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, it ain't gonna fix nothing. It ain't gonna
That's we
fix
can
nothing.
buy ISIS some more weapons.
That's just gonna hurt the middle class even more.
Exactly.
Retired middle class.
They're just strangling us, you know. So I just kind of correlating the fact of stuff we're seeing in Greece and these other countries having problems. It reflects, and we're kind of on this. We're all. It's like the entire world's on the same train rails. We're all gonna go down together.
Yeah, we're all pointing in the same direction, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you guys watch that Vice News at all on YouTube?
Who?
No, not lately.
Vice.
I've seen it before, but I haven't seen it.
It's great. I really respect that. They do some really great pieces on boots on the ground and
Good
you see the
information.
drills and stuff that are going on in Poland and in the Baltics and all that. Everybody there is preparing for the Russians.
What was the name of the channel again?
Vice News,
Vice
VIC.
News. Okay. Let me write
Really
that
good
down.
YouTube channel. They do really good interviews of boots on the ground. They're probably, I would say Vice News has probably been the best news outlet for what's going on in East Ukraine since it started.
Okay.
I mean, they're right there in the shit, interviewing both sides. I mean, it's good stuff. Great place it's a good news source to add to your list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watched a video today.
There's Mutt.
Hey, Mutt. Hey, Mutt. I'll probably bastardized it on it was on Shementa, something like it's a Jewish term. It looks like she, then I don't know, SHEITA or something like that. Anyhow, kind of eye-opening. It was I learned a few things that I didn't know, but it was talking about the 7-year cycle and that of the stock market crashing, you know. And he went back 100 years and showed, okay, yeah, here was the first Shementa, I don't know how to pronounce it, and boom, crash. And then the next 7-year cycle. But it's based on the Jewish calendar. And I mean, this goes all the way back to the Federal Reserve, you know, and then 7 years from then, boom, boom, boom. And it was just lined up, just perfect every time. And sure enough, it's coming up. And around September, August is the end of this 7-year cycle. I've heard the 7-year cycle here lately. I just didn't know it was directly correlated with the Jewish calendar. And the video was very good. Let me see if I can find the name. Y'all chit chat and I'll see if I can find the damn name of it.
Sounds like the track record of the 7 years is pretty spot on then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing too with the 7 years and the basically economic collapse. Well, not so much collapse, but the stock market going to shit and that kind of stuff. But it could turn into that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it could be the big one per se, especially with all the Greece stuff going on.
I wish something would just hurry up and happen. I'm tired of waiting.
All right, let's see if I can.
Yeah, you never know.
I watched probably the most informative half-hour-long video on USAWatchdog.com, the Greg Hunter interview with the guy that there's a group that's actually going to. They've already got the lawyers, the 3 American lawyers and 2 Canadian lawyers, and they're actually going to try and sue the corporations and the federal government that are involved with weather manipulation and chemtrails. Chemtrails is a slang term, but
yeah,
weather manipulation and all that stuff, because it's been. I mean, this video just like boom, boom, boom. You get to hear it straight from the scientist guys talking about they've provided every ounce of scientific evidence that shows that chemtrailing and what they're spraying is doing absolutely zero effect on what it is they say they're doing, the global warming bullshit, preventing and it's actually doing reverse that. It's actually doing mass damage. He talked about these bees that are doing it and birds and shit that are dying in the mass die-offs. Fish, marine life, everything. The metal content of these animals is like 70 to 90% higher than what it should be.
Isn't it silver or iron?
It's aluminum.
Yeah, aluminum. There you go.
But he said these particles of aluminum are so fine that there's nothing that can stop it. It absorbs into everything. Anything living it absorbs into. So water, your lungs, when you breathe it in, it goes right and embeds itself inside your lungs. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, and it's just weird to think about it. Could this whole weather, bioengineering, not what is it called? Geoengineering. Could this whole geoengineering thing be a total just scam of federal funds, saying they're doing one thing when in the other hand they're actually doing the complete opposite? They're actually damaging, people. Could it be the right hand not knowing what the left hand's doing? And people are like the spike in autism and Alzheimer's and all these different diseases that could be caused from this exact thing. Could that be the reason why? And
I agree. I kind of posed a question. Well, not posed a question. We was just talking. I got a couple guys at work. They're aware. That's how I find out. Like that video. For the people in the comments. If you want to copy and paste that on something, that video is the one I was talking about. It's 27 minutes long, so watch it later or whatever. But very interesting. And I posted a link for you guys in the internal. So you could go straight. You can't post on outside. Anyway, but we was talking about it, and I was like, if you really think about it, what are the odds? And I know there's been a few people that tried. What is the odds of the last at least good 100, 150 years of everybody we've sent to Congress, representatives, senators, presidents, everything? What are the odds that all of them are such incompetent assholes that sent this country downhill so hard and so fast? What are the odds that they're all that big a fucking idiot? I don't think that's true. This has to be planned.
I think they're being told one thing. In reality, something else is actually happening.
Yeah.
Case in point, like in that video I told you about, the case in point, when he's asked about, do you think it has something to do with, eugenics or whatever it is, trying to depopulation? And he's like, well, to people who want to say that, I give you a prime example. Look back in the days of the nuclear bomb. They handed our soldiers goggles and said, hey, watch this nuclear blast, and pretended like they didn't know that it wasn't going to have any long-term effects on these guys, when sure should it did. And they played stupid. Agent Orange in Vietnam is another example of use. There's videos and shit. Those guys practically bathed in that shit, spraying it with the fire hose with their shirts off, everything, just doing their job. You mean to tell me they didn't know that Agent Orange didn't have massive danger on those soldiers? They didn't know? Bullshit. Okay, did the politicians maybe not know? Yeah. But the people that produced it, I bet you money they knew.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Well, we all
be quiet.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, how can they be that naive? I mean, I'm sure some of them, a lot of them are, but it's like, how can you be that far up and just be that much in the dark? So what my point is, I think the bastards fucking know what they're doing and doing it on purpose. Maybe not all of them, but most of them. I mean, we couldn't go through the thousands of senators and all that, and they all fuck up just as bad. I just don't believe that. I mean, this has got to be planned out.
Unless they're just puppets.
Well, yeah.
Well, if
you
have to get rid of 2/3 of the population, you got to come up with some dumb idea to get it to happen. Whether it's bait racing, spraying aluminum from planes, calling it something else.
Well, but I don't think it's that. I really want to say I don't think it's that complicated. I think it's that these scientists got together and they said, hey, we can block the UV rays from the sun with this shit. If we could spray it in the air and do this, and that could do this and that could do that. But then down the road, as they got going, not thinking about, well, shit, we're killing mass populations of birds. One of the things that wasn't aware of is the insect populations in a lot of states is like drastically going down, and some insects are becoming extinct, just no longer existing because they're absorbing these metal particles and this shit that's in the air. They're absorbing it and it's killing them. But you're not hearing anything about it.
And the birds are eating those and killing them.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, you almost have to be a total sheep to not have caught anything of the mass animal die-offs over the last 10 years.
Well, you see birds just dead or half dead, just walking around.
Like I said, this video is almost a must-watch, and like I said, it's on USA Watchdog, Greg Hunter, and he even talked about, like, right now they've got fish hatcheries. The fisheries are closed in Oregon and Washington State because the fish populations are just depleted. And they had these mass die-offs of, was it minnows or was it, that washed up on California shores this year? And why is all this happening? Because literally, just geoengineering shit is literally contaminating the entire system, the system that we need to live.
Yeah.
You know,
even the Roundup, you know, the pesticide Monsanto put out, they're finding that in like lakes and streams in jungles, just way far away from civilization, just for the fact that it is getting absorbed up into the atmosphere and brought up into the clouds and dropped all over the damn world.
Wow.
And I think I've even read that you know, some minuscule particles, but even prescription drugs and stuff. You know, I mean, just because it's been flushed down towards, but especially I could be wrong on that, but I know the Roundup anyway.
But look at now. You want to get real in depth on it, like you just touched on a major thing. So if you know you're spraying a contaminant in the air that is literally going to make entire populations sick but not killing them, who benefits the most from that than pharmaceutical drug producers? Now, if you want to connect the dots, how many of these big pharmaceutical companies can you connect to Monsanto and these other big corporations? I mean, connect all the dots. It's almost like the perfect plan.
Well, and you know how you attack a country without basically being the bad guy? Is you have a nuclear reactor that's in the West Coast, well, past the West Coast because it's in Japan, goes sour, and basically all that radiation's coming over, killing all the shit. Right? So the United States has been attacked by friendly people because it's not considered an act of terrorism. All that shit's going into Oregon and Pacific, into California.
Well, and you know, like this video, like I said, was a wealth of information. It's in your face stuff that you can see. Like everybody talked about the winters up here in Washington State are supposed to be brutal because it just rains and rains and rains and rains. And sure as shit, you know, I've only lived up here a year. I went through my first winter last year, and I'm like, that wasn't that bad. And everybody's making a joke saying I brought the weather with me from Vegas because it wasn't that bad. It was like the most mild winter they've had here in 100 years. So I'm starting to wonder, you know, if this winter, again, if there's no rain, and like I said, this scientist is relating that directly to fucking with the what is the term for the ecosystem? We're basically fucking with Mother Nature. Are we? Is it? I mean, is the plan really that in depth that we are? You know, let's dry up Southern California, get everybody to leave, and then go back and swap it back. You know, and then even if this geoengineering is making it rain, what's the quality of the rain? If it's laced with metal particles and everything else.
Yeah, it's all shit.
Yeah. So I mean,
it's poison. That's what it is. It's basically human Roundup.
Well, they're about to get sued. I have a feeling that this scientist guy, he's from like Earthwatch.com or something like that. I forget what he called it. But I have a feeling when this lawsuit gets going, like I said, they got 3 American lawyers and 2 Canadian lawyers, and they're going to go for it. I think once the people get named in the lawsuit, this guy's probably, his days are numbered.
Oh yeah, he'll be a wanted man. He'll be running off to Kenya with our awesome king here.
Well, Knuckle-Mac, if you want me to look in the good book for about the animal die-offs, I ain't gonna fall for that. I'm gonna say that there's a well, not fall for it. I'm just not. If there's mass animal die-offs, I'm not gonna say it's because a book said there was gonna be. I'm gonna say it's because there's a reason they're dying. So let's look at why they're dying.
Well, look at it this way: the whole cycle of food, right? So the bug gets eaten by the bird gets eaten by the coyote or whatever, and so on, and then it ends up into the deer and the cows and everything else. Well, that's the same shit we're eating. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's a circle of life, you know. I mean, if you poison any part of the planet enough to affect, you know, an entire little subspecies or whatever, eventually that's going to trickle down or trickle up.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Well, all I know is we're in trouble.
Yeah.
That's why the Native Americans had it so good. They were the smartest ones out there. Be kind to the nature. Only take what you need. You know what I mean? Mother Earth, Father Sky kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't believe in pollution, but I believe in, you know, advances in human technology and stuff. I don't have a problem with plants and things. I mean, you know, like industry or whatever, but, you know, I don't know. When you get into the Monsanto, the chemtrails, and I know a lot of people don't like to talk about chemtrails, but I mean, the evidence is there. It's facts. It's not made up horse shit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's
You
the
see them.
science is there. You can see them. They've
look
done. You know, there's barium, aluminum, and I forget there's some other stuff coming out of it. And it's like, how you justify putting aluminum and shit in there? And I keep telling people when they do question it, you think it was too?
That was to reflect the heat. That was to reflect the heat.
Yeah, I mean, all you got to do is put it in the fuel. Nobody has to know shit. Nobody on the. It's not like a mechanic's loading a tank full of shit in a jet and saying, "Shh, don't tell nobody we're putting this stuff in there." I mean, all you got to do is put it in the fuel, and then nobody knows nothing about it.
Just drive around.
Yeah, just you know.
No, I don't know about out there because it's so wet. But like around here, when you're driving around, you can see, because most exhausts are on the right side, right? You can see a 3-foot tall brown. Go out next time you're driving and look at it in the trees, in the bushes, where there's a heavy produced road and there's bushes along the trees, like on a freeway or something. You'll see a 3-foot line of brown at the bottom of these bushes, and that's just from the exhaust and shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chemtrail song. I'm sure there is. There's a song about everything.
And our government does crazy shit. I mean, I know a lot of it, we kind of touched on that, is ignorance. There's a watershed right up above my house. Some of my motorcycle videos, I'm riding up the watershed. And you can't, nobody can own a house. It's illegal to stop on the side of the road. There's no side roads or anything. There's a big lake up there, and it's a watershed, part of our water supply. You know, but it's like very restricted. But you can drive up through there. You know, they worried about litter and all that. And here a while back, I was coming down, and I could tell like it was some kudzu growing or something, or trying to grow. And I don't know if it was Roundup, Agent Orange, or what, but they sprayed this whole damn hillside with a poison. I'm like, I can't get off. See, I can't stop on the side of the road to take, but yet you're spraying fucking Agent Orange.
Yeah, no
Give
shit.
me a fucking break.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not allowed to make sense, TR.
No.
At all. It's funny.
But I truly believe that nothing happens that wasn't planned out. I won't say nothing, but for the most part. If it has to do with government policies and shit being sprayed and wars being started and all this, all that's planned out. None of that shit happens naturally. when we go to war with Russia, which I really believe we will, it was planned out. It didn't happen accidentally. It ain't like we was just, we was minding our own business and Russia started a war with us. Bullshit.
I don't know about that, TR. If China's the one that's collapsing right now, you got to worry about them before you do Russia.
Well, yeah, that too, you know. Or whoever.
You got to
know
worry
what I'm
about them not teaming up.
saying? Well, that's what
Could you imagine that mess?
Can you imagine how Putin felt after that missile did a nosedive into the ocean during their naval parade last week? Did you see that?
No, I just missed that.
God, he must have felt so stupid.
He probably shit himself. That would suck. All those people watching.
Yeah, especially when they're such a prideful people, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be quite an embarrassment.
Yeah, some poor Russian scientist probably just committed suicide with a nail gun.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, they can bring us down without going to war. We may go to war because of it, but with this BRICS thing, you know, and that's Russia and China and them getting together with another monetary currency, another currency that is probably going to end up being the world currency to take place of the dollar. That'll collapse us. That may trigger us to go to war with them, and we'll blame it on something else. But you know,
Did you see all the funny cartoonists coming out about that Obama's trip to Kenya? Did you see the one about it's like sitting on a park bench? And it's got Obama, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama with his arm around him, and then on the back it shows him from behind, and then around. Oh no, it's not Michelle Obama. It's like Barack Obama, and then it was China and Russia, or was it Africa? It was like his arm around Africa. It was an African. And then behind the Africans holding hands with China. You know, basically, I guess they made a huge mockery about Obama's trip to Kenya last week. It was a total joke. And I guess there was huge protests, and a lot of people didn't even want him there. We are literally hated everywhere.
absolutely.
He's an ass bag.
In the last 15 years, it's pretty much, it's like now they're just trying to figure out who we hadn't pissed off and put them on the list. Damn, we ain't pissed them off yet. Let's go do something. Let's send a drone over there or let's do a sanction against them. I mean, what have we not done to them?
You know what? It's almost like they set that dude up. Where is Obama going to go when he's no longer president of the United States? Where is he going to go?
He's going to go back to his hometown in Kenya.
He'll never be safe ever again as long as he lives. He is hated everywhere.
He was actually shopping for a house. That's why he was out there, probably.
In Kenya? I don't think you can go from the White House to Kenya. I just don't think it happens.
I don't know. It's the only place to be able to do anything.
Yeah, I don't know. He'll probably, well, I'm sure they got a good little hiding spot for him. You know, some beach somewhere in some remote island or country where he's not recognized or something.
That'd be hard.
Yeah.
I guess if he wears a hat. If he just wears his golf outfit, he'll be fine, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll have Secret Service the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Asheville, North Carolina. He better not. I might accidentally run into him at a grocery store. And then back up. And
Asheville's pretty liberal. They'll probably invite him in with open arms.
Jeez.
Asheville's a whole different country than the rest of North Carolina.
Yeah. Been noticing that.
Yeah.
They tried to say that the protest of Obama being there was over 1 million people.
Really?
Wow.
Media blackout.
Like I guarantee you they blacked that out. Hell yeah.
I didn't hear shit about it.
He was not wanted there at all, not welcome there at all. Not sure why.
Yeah.
Something about a warning. They were threatening, like warning him not to something about protecting the family or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is that wasn't all roses and baskets of roses and candy and shit like they said it was.
Well, and I don't know the numbers. I could be wrong on this, but I'd say the majority of Africa is Muslim, and I'm pretty sure they probably don't appreciate all the, bombings we do in the Middle East and in Africa. Look at Libya. I mean, that's their continent, and we bombed the shit out of Libya. I'm sure they probably pissed a lot of them off, and they don't get it, well, I don't get it either, I do get it, but I don't think it's justified. But anyway, I would be really surprised if they, welcomed them with open arms.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know. I don't have many details into that, so I don't have much of an opinion.
I read an article today. I forget exactly what the whole article was about, but it had some quotes from some generals, and there was one of them. He said, just the drone strikes ourselves. He said, we are causing more terrorists than we are killing with our drone strikes. Because every time we do a drone strike, we killing people, we're killing families. Well, guess what? We just created terrorists, because now, even if they was kind of on the fence or didn't want to get involved, you just killed his wife. You just killed this guy's kid. You killed his mom. Guess what? Now he wants to kill Americans.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot more hate on U.S. soil now. That's for damn sure.
I don't know. There's some strange shit going on right now. There's like you see these big protests going on. That there's getting no media coverage about the Black Lives Matter shit and the Jewish one in New York in Times Square. Like 10,000 people in Times Square.
I heard something about it. Somebody said something about it, but I hadn't read anything about the about the Jewish thing.
Where's all the videos on that? Where's the people on the ground on that? Where's the mainstream on that? 10,000 people protesting in Times Square about the Iran deal?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Well, it don't fit the agenda they're pushing. It's probably one of them deals with they're making a deal with Iran with some nuclear power kind of things. I smell false flag, and then some nuke pops off, and then they're gonna blame it on Iran, whether they had anything to do with it or not. And say, "Oops, I guess it was that." We let them have that uranium, and they made a bomb behind our back.
Oh, it's funny as if, I know you don't remember, but I said that exact same thing when they very first started talking about this Iran nuke deal. Was it a couple years ago, a year and a half ago? Mm-hmm. And it was on American Warning was still going, and I said, let's play this out a little bit and put our tinfoil on. Let's America give Iran back how many billions of dollars that we had locked up, frozen. Let's give them that back. Give them nuclear capabilities back. And then, who's to say, a year from after all that happens, a year later, a nuke goes off somewhere in the United States or Israel or something like that. Whoops, maybe we shouldn't have done that. And then that'll kickstart the war. It gives everybody a boat to jump on board. And by then, everybody will have forgotten about, the United States trying to go into Syria. We said no. All the things that led up to that got stonewalled and said, nope, we're not going to do it, we're not going to do it. Now look, Britain, the UK is going into Syria, is fighting ISIS. ISIS popped up since then, since, this all went down. So now you got the UK's fighting ISIS. You got all, and I mean, it's getting so crazy now. Because of that Iran deal, like David said, you've got, because of the Iran nuke deal, now you have Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Israel forming an alliance. So, just say for 1 minute I feel a little bit bad for the Israelis. How would you like to be Israel right now, knowing that your number one ally in the world just knifed you in the back? Now you have to try and make an alliance with two countries that hate you too, that hate your guts. So, I mean, Israel's in a bad spot. I really see that Israel's going to be the target, I think, in this.
Yeah, one way or another, whether it's intentional, I mean, flat out got my tinfoil hat on. I mean, it'll be it is a good catalyst for them. Something happened to Israel to get us going. I mean, there's so many scenarios that could be played out. All this is just it's just boiling, it's building up, and it's almost worldwide. That's another thing. I talked to some guys at work. I mean, down to police brutality in America, the stock market. So on that 7-year cycle, it's about to crash. All the wars and countries we're involved in Iran, Syria, the BRICS, the China stock market. I mean, it's like this pressure cooker is about to pop its fucking lid, and I don't see how it can't.
The question is where.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, everybody's preparing for it. We're sending heavy weapons to the Baltics, and then, China's building those islands and putting bases on them. And if you look at where those islands are, it sets them up perfectly as a staging ground. And that, is it the Black Sea or the China Sea or whatever it is?
I forget, but I know what you're talking about.
It's so strategically located to go to have war with Taiwan, Japan,
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Russia's doing what they're doing, annex Crimea, got all that build up. That's one good thing about Vice News is there's one of the clips, one of the segments they did. The guy actually went and drove on the Russian side of the Ukrainian border, and it was just base camp after base camp after base camp of Russian soldiers. And so it's just like everybody's putting their chess pieces into play.
Yeah, absolutely.
We never talked about on the last American Warning, same thing. It was the same point now, but the chess pieces have still been moving, still going in the same direction. There has to be a war somewhere, but where's it going to be? And now look, Assad's almost done for. So many people jumped on Assad. That guy's fucked. So, I mean, I don't know. Where's it going to pop?
Yeah, that's the question. It's not if, it's when and where. It's absolutely going to pop. They've got too much invested in setting all this shit up not for it to happen.
I think Russia's right, though. I don't think Russia's going to... when Putin says Russia's not going to attack anybody, I think he means it. I think Putin's setting up to be attacked.
Yeah. I think you're right. I'm not sure that Russia is a player as far as a teammate. I think a lot of these countries that we deal with, we set a lot of this shit up and move our little chess pieces around and do our little false flags and this and that. But I think Russia's kind of bucking the rest of the world on that. But, Russia, I don't know.
Russia did have troops that went in and liberated those the Russian rebels in eastern Ukraine. Anytime those guys started losing, Russia would activate one of those base camps. They'd jump over the border at night, beat the shit out of the Ukrainians, and then jump back over. They would tie white armbands on around their arm so that the rebels knew that they were Russian and on their side. They'd go over there, blast the shit out of the Ukrainians, and then head back over the border. So, I mean, he did do that, and he did take Crimea, so...
Well, and they do say the best offense is to have a good defense. So he could be lining up for just, showing it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going down, though, one way or another. And if the dollar starts collapsing, I mean, especially if the China, the BRICS thing, they start buying and selling oil with not using the petrodollar, and that creates chaos for us. I think they'll blame it on something else. They'll do a false flag or instigate something to happen and then start a war and then blame that on the dollar collapsing, and they'll have to do that quick.
Weapons mechanic says they're building those islands to test nukes with Russia. Have you seen the size of China lately? Why would they need to build islands to test nukes?
No, those are
guys have
bases.
so much land. It's not. How many United States could you fit in China?
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, no, they're not.
And how many nukes have we set off in America? Or just Nevada? How many hundreds have we set off in Nevada? If not, yeah, probably just hundreds. But anyway.
Yeah, they're built in. The nuclear testing grounds are these huge underground silos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't need to build islands to test nukes. Those islands, and what's the first thing they put on those islands? Runways, ports. I mean, those are total strategic setups.
Yeah, there's a better reason for that than that.
Yeah.
Well, it's just same thing. Just keep on, go about your job. The middle class just goes on trying to make it, trying to pay their bills, keep on trucking, and just waiting. All you can do is just know what's going on out there and not get too involved where you're locked up in your basement waiting for the big one.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. It's just a matter of what.
Mm-hmm. Be right back, guys.
All right. Yeah, I had to go earlier. For sure.
Maybe his chickens are fighting again.
Yeah, chicken wrestling match.
Where are you at?
I'm in California and North Carolina. I work in North Carolina. Or live in North Carolina and work in California.
What do you do in California?
Fire department.
How the hell why so far apart?
Outdoors. Raise my family in a better place.
Shit, Northern California are you Southern Cal?
Yeah.
I was going to say Northern California is gorgeous.
Yeah, but it's still got the same shitty gun laws and no water.
Yeah.
I'm worried about water.
That's why I moved to Washington State.
Yeah, California water's getting low. We're supposed to get a good year of rain this year, which could be the truth. Who knows? But it's, I don't know. Man, a lot of the lakes and dams are they're puddles right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of a scary deal.
Yeah.
Plus, the outdoors are way better.
I saw the writing on the wall. Knew that Las Vegas wasn't the place to be. So
yeah, that's right in the middle of. I heard they want to do. I don't know if it was Lake Mead or not. They want to drain some huge reservoir for some bullshit reason. It's like, really, right now in the middle of a drought, you want to drain. You want to drain a freaking huge water supply that we have because we're not already bone dry enough as it is.
I think it was Lake Mead. I think it was a couple of lakes.
Yeah, I was like, who's coming up with this fucking retarded idea?
Yeah.
Let's do that after we had like 3 years of like heavy rain. I can understand they want to drain it. Well, it's low, but now's not the time. It's like, when you're on your last mag, you're not gonna go target practicing. You want to save it till you can get some more ammo. At least in my opinion. Yeah, the snowpack was shit this year, the Saint said. Yeah, and that's the problem is basically Central California, where they do all the farming, where everybody eats from, like 60% of the United States. They're having trouble because they're basically not giving them the water per square acre. If you have 1,000 acres, they're giving you water supply for 100 acres, is what I've heard. I believe it to be true because when we drove through there, just on a little vacation, there's huge billboards that say, it's all about water and farming. It's the farmers putting up these huge ass billboards saying we need water to grow food, not. So I don't know. Yeah, North Carolina is a great place.
I'm surprised I didn't look north, a little closer to home. Washington State's badass, man. It's got. I've never lived in a place where literally 2 hours in every direction you've got hunting, fishing, camping.
Yeah.
I mean, world class fishing, great hunting, fishing, camp.
Well, I love fishing. I love deep sea fishing actually, and that was kind of pissing me off about the whole, uh, just all the radiation that's basically supposed to head this way or that's already here. Really,
It's already getting here. Yeah, they've been finding the trash is washing up in I think all the way up to like Alaska. But I read something here the other day, just all kind of debris and yeah, it's radioactive. I mean, not so much. I ain't saying you walk up to it you die, but it still was radioactive.
Well, that's the thing. It's like all those fish are swimming in that shit. And those big schools of tuna, they run their cycles, depending on the year, the month of the year. Then you catch them, you eat them, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I wanted to visit the East Coast. There's a lot of traveling I want to do over here and check out all the old history and some of the battlegrounds. And I've been all up through West Coast. Every state up along, basically from the Dakotas west. We traveled out every year during vacation time, so I feel like I've seen that area. I mean, it's beautiful. I originally wanted to move to Colorado, but Colorado's turned all the Californians turned it into California.
Yeah, North Carolina's a pretty good state, and it's this area here, which you just ride up the road from me, or will be, or are, I guess.
Yeah, I know. I'm confused.
Very good area. Very, weather-wise, we don't get much extreme weather. I mean, it's going to snow a good bit where you're at, but not, Minnesota snow or New York snow.
Yeah.
Or, I mean,
You're wondering where you parked your car.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry about your car being buried.
Yeah, no, I want the snow. I want the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
All we got was summer here.
All I know is if the drought hits Washington State on the west side of the Cascades, if this forest starts to dry up, you're talking about a matchbox like we've never seen before.
Oh yeah.
It is the jungle. This forest here is so thick it's like a jungle, and so if drought hits here, I can't imagine what the wildfires would be like.
Do you guys have those golden? What is it? Golden spotted borer. It's like a bug that eats oak trees and pine trees. They got the beetles that kill the pine trees, and these like spotted borer, what the hell is it called? Golden spotted borer something. It's basically a bug, and it drills a hole in it. It looks like a D because it's flat where the legs are, and then the body's like this. These tiny little holes, and it goes in there and gets in between the bark and the tree. I don't know what the name of it is, like a membrane or something. And it just runs havoc in there, and it doesn't let the water, where the water would normally go up that certain channel or whatever. It just jacks that all up and kills all the oak trees. We've been having problems like that out here with the bark beetle and those golden spotted borer, or whatever the hell they're called.
I'm a little ignorant of the West Coast on a lot of stuff. There's a Washington State. Ain't that a big state for the redwoods trees?
No, I think Northern California is the only place with redwoods, isn't it?
Oh, is it Southern California? Okay.
Yeah, it's right at the tip, though, of Oregon, and it's right there.
Mm.
Like the big redwoods that you see trees. Those things are incredible, man. I remember seeing those when I was quite a bit younger, and I was like, damn, that's a tree right there.
Yeah, we haven't traveled too much since we've been here. You gotta make money. I ain't rich. I ain't a rich man by any means. So I just had to relocate.
Working out pretty good for you in Washington? Liking it so far?
Yeah, I think I found a place to call home, but I haven't got settled in by any means yet.
Gotcha.
Just kind of letting life. I'm on.
That's a big move.
Destiny right now. Whatever comes my way, I decipher it and take it. But It's all opportunities that would have never come if I'd have stayed in the desert. I was miserable in the desert.
It's too dry.
Yeah, I need a lot of green around me. I couldn't handle the desert.
Well, you know what? Traveling back and forth this last couple of trips, basically going from California to North Carolina, the first time going up to 40. So we went through like Oklahoma, Texas, Tennessee, Arkansas, and then this last time going down through the bottom, we went through Louisiana and all that kind of stuff. I tell you what, as soon as you pass like Texas, or part of Texas is really green, half of it, and then go to the east, man, what a difference. I mean, it is extremely different. Because like New Mexico, Nevada, Arizona, they're pretty states. They have their prettiness to them, but it's just too damn dirty. Not dirty, just brown. It's like, damn.
You gotta know, I love the high desert. I'd like to retire someplace in the high desert one day, which Washington State has on the other side of the mountain. But one of my favorite places is, have you ever heard of the Ruby Mountains in northern Nevada?
No.
It's gorgeous. Just
Is
really.
is it red rocks?
No, it's just like mountainy, rolling hills type with high desert terrain. Cedar trees and shit like that. Not some pine trees up high, but nothing major. But just it's pretty.
Yeah.
And it's out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And if you're into geology at all, it's really known for gem hunting. Rubies and emeralds and all that shit. But I don't know, just something about the Ruby Mountains. It's out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, the only thing out there is cattle ranchers.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a neat place, but no Walmart. I'll tell you that much. You're gonna move out there. You're gonna buy your groceries probably 5-6 months supply at a time.
Damn. Yeah, it sounds like it's out there. Which can be good. But how's the water? Is it drier than heck out there?
I'm gonna guess Nevada. I don't know if it's just Southern Nevada. I'd have to look at the map again, but I know Southern Nevada is rated some of the hardest water in the world. I mean, just huge, really super high mineral content, really dry. Like you get out of the shower, it'll dry your skin out and all that shit. But Northern Nevada, I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's gonna have a high mineral content, but maybe closer to mountain spring water, but nothing like Colorado water or something like that. Nevada's just got tons of mineral content. That's why they've got trophy deer and trophy elk running all over the place. There's lots of mineral in the ground.
There is definitely a difference in hard water. And you don't notice when you're in California, water's water, right? And then you move off or go somewhere or go on vacation and, you go to the soft water places and you put the normal amount of shampoo and soap on shit, take you 20 minutes to get that shit off. But, I mean, the ice, like coming out of your refrigerator, it's like glass compared to out here. It's where it's real white and foggy. It's a huge difference. I don't know if it's the water or just a shitty refrigerator or what, but
I know it's like in Vegas, if you make your ice cubes out of tap water and then you let those ice cubes melt, there'll be a bunch of floaties in it.
yeah.
I don't know if that's common, but that alone tells you that it's got a lot of mineral content in it.
True. T, are you hooked up to a well over at your house, aren't you?
Nah, I'm on city water.
Oh.
If I'd have known hindsight back in the mid-90s when I bought this place, because it was just woods, I would have had a well dug. But,
Still
I didn't know.
can't.
Well, yeah, but I don't have $5,000 or $10,000 to do it right now. So.
How far do you think the water table is there, man? I would tell everybody that after I moved to North Carolina, I said, man, there's so much water in North Carolina, you can stick your finger in the grass and it'll come squirting out at you.
The water table's probably not too bad, but I live on a hill. There's actually a creek down at the bottom of the hill, but, and I know that don't necessarily mean the water table's that low, but I'm assuming that it's going to be, I'd probably have to have about a 150 to 200 foot well to get water because I'm that high above the water. that I know about.
Shit, that's going to be a $25,000, $30,000 well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, it's just not economical.
Yeah. You could put all that money in solar and run the whole city.
Yeah. I got plans for a water, but it'll be rainwater. And I got to get working on that here very soon. It's just a matter of getting the water containers up in the woods, and it's going to be ropes and pulleys, and that's the only reason I ain't done it yet, because it's going to be a lot of fucking work. But I got the containers already to have 1,000 gallons of water. You know, build a shed with a lean-to roof, gutter it down, you know, a little rain catchment system, fill up the 1,000 gallons of water. And the reason I want to put it way up in the woods is because I live on literally a hill. I mean, a little on the side of a mountain.
So you want gravity. You're trying to use gravity?
Yeah, and I went up there with my phone, used my GPS, looked at the altitude, went back down to the house. You know, I figured it up. I should have enough water pressure. If I run a hose down to my house, I could cut the main off. Like if I didn't have no water, city water went out. Cut the main off, just run it to a faucet, and I would actually have running water in the house.
I think it's...
what's the rule on that cycling your water when you store it like that? How often do you have to cycle it?
I don't know all the ins and outs of that. You know, it'd be one of them things I would invest in. I mean, it'd be a small investment. You know, Clorox or just the pool. I forget what they call them now, but if you just use a little bit, it's the same thing as using bleach. You know, you'd want to kind of throw a little bit of that in the water to kind of help keep it.
Look into that liquid oxygen before you do that, TR.
Okay.
Because with that, there's a good video out by Nuttin' Fancy on that. It came out a while ago. Because I was looking into a lot of water stuff, being in California before we decided to move. And you get all the benefits of like chlorine, but you don't get the taste. There's no taste to it. So it's not like drinking pool water. And you can buy it in little jugs, and you just put the droplets in. But if you need help with pulley systems, you're talking to the right guy, because all we do is rope rescue stuff, and it's all about pulleys and mechanical advantages. So we can get that thing to the top of the hill.
I even forget how high I went, and I didn't even go to the top. I mean, I only own about 5 acres of land, but it's real skinny. It's only about 230 or 250 foot wide, and it goes back about 800 feet, always at the top of the hill that I live on.
Yeah.
But I picked out a spot. I actually already cut down the trees around it, so I'd have a clearing to catch the rain. I did that about 1.5 2 years ago, and but I think I was about 80 or 90 a foot above my house, and that's just going up the hill. You know?
Yeah. Well, I think I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've had to do the calcs.
I mean, it wasn't going to be a tremendous amount of water pressure, but it was going to be, you know, 15, 20 foot-pounds or something like that. Enough to where you'd have running water.
I think for every
even if you didn't treat it and filter it and all that, you would, you know, for your toilet, because I do have a septic tank, so I ain't got to worry about a sewer system. You know, to wash dishes or whatever, you're going to have soap in it anyway. And if you're going to cook, well, I got water filters, kind of like a Berkeley thing I made, you know, the 2 5-gallon buckets, you put the damn ceramic filter in it, pour the water in the top, comes out the bottom, use that for your food, coffee, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and the rest of it you can clean. How are you going to funnel it into your supply tank?
But just, you know, gutter, and then hook the tanks together, have it feed maybe both the 2 M ones. I got 4 of the 275-gallon tanks.
Oh, are you going to take it from your roof and then pump it up to the tank?
No. I'm going to have
gravity come back down?
containers up in the woods, build basically a lean tube, just
Oh yeah, so you get the roof. You get the roof.
Yeah, roof, you know, and let the rainwater catch that, fill up the containers. And in this area, I mean, yeah, we kind of go through droughts, and you can go through dry spells, but you know, for the most part, we're not, like I said, we don't get too much extreme weather. I mean, I'm not saying we can't go into a drought and it wouldn't do me no damn good, but for the most part, we get enough rain, and it don't take much rain if you build a big enough roof thing to fill up a 275-gallon tank. Less than you think. I mean, if you get a half inch of rain, you'd be surprised how much water will go into one of those damn tanks.
Yeah, just don't be in Oregon. I think Oregon's where that guy got I don't know if he got arrested. Yeah, he got arrested for capturing rainwater. Remember that?
Yep. Yeah, there's some states out there where you don't have the right to catch rainwater. It's
But
stupid.
you know why that is, though?
Bullshit is what that is.
You know why that is, though? It actually makes sense. It's because the Earth right now is so overpopulated that if everybody was to go out, we're not putting water back into the water table as fast as we're taking it out. So their big concern now is, like here in Washington, like I was just on a job a couple weeks ago where they're building a Hampton Inn or something like that. That hotel had to put in a $500,000 water retainment system before they could even build on that property. You're responsible for every drop of water that falls out of the sky and hits that piece of property, has to stay on that piece of property and go right back into the ground. And it's because, you know, if they'd have been doing that 30 years ago, we probably wouldn't have the water problem we're having right now. Everybody's pumping this water out of the ground, not thinking that it takes, you know, how many hundreds of years for it to get back into the ground. So that's why there's this big push now on, no, you can't collect rainwater. They want it to go back into the ground.
Yeah, but, well, at least in California, we watch it go right into the ocean. Because they're not smart enough to fucking capture it.
Which means it's not going back into the water table.
I know.
That's why they're talking about building that big water line from the mouth of the Columbia River in Washington State and piping that water all the way down to Southern California and Southern Nevada and all that, which is going to be like big bucks. It's going to open up Northern Nevada, Southern Idaho. They're going to build Highway 1, and along Highway 1 they'll put this water line, because the amount of gallons of water being wasted going back into the ocean is like ungodly, and that's all water that we could be consuming.
Well, in Carlsbad, they're close or just opened, or I think they got a little bit to go, but they did a desalinization plant. They started a few years ago, and they're either getting ready to up and run or they're getting closer. But you know that bullet train? Did you ever hear about that California bullet train that goes from dumbass idea to really dumbass idea? That was like $80 billion or some crazy shit like that. They could use that money and built, you know, 8 more desalinization plants and wouldn't have to worry about nothing. We're talking about California. It's dry as dry can get. You can't run your sprinklers. You know, there's all these rules now out here. You get caught running your sprinklers, you're going to get a fine.
Well, yeah, they're worried about water going down the gutter, going into the sewer system, and just going right back out to a lake or the ocean or whatever, and it's not going back into the water table.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bummer. Just run to North Carolina. That's what I did.
Plenty of water in North Carolina, no doubt.
Yeah, everybody's taking orders already. They're like, you gonna bring back fuel and water for us, because we need both.
Up around, not too far from where you're at. You probably, if you get out sightseeing one day, maybe do a trip. I used to have a map that had them all out. I got to find another one, but I did a little waterfall ride one day. Not far from me. It's in North Carolina, up near Highlands, and I forget the other towns and stuff around there, but it's on 64. But within just miles of each other, it's just, okay, yeah, let me go see this waterfall. Let me go see this waterfall. Let me go see that waterfall. And you just go do a little day trip, you know, and he's one of them. I mean, it's not a big waterfall whatsoever. It's just a little bit of water coming out of it. But they used to have the road went under it, you know. I mean, literally, it's only about this wide coming down. But anyway, because it's on a big rock overhang. I mean, it's just fucking waterfalls and shit.
The Conisty Falls, I think. Conisty Fall? Over by DuPont Forest?
I don't doubt it. Man, there's so many waterfalls in North
There's
Carolina, you can't
there's over
count them.
250 of them. I've
Yeah.
only been to like 7 of them or 8 of them. I'm gonna try to see at least a good 2/3 of them.
The tallest waterfall east of the Rockies is, I think it's in North Carolina, but I think it's Whitewater Falls. It's like 400 and something feet tall. I've been there a few times. You can't really get near it. They got this big deck thing where you can go out and you can see it just kind of a little ways away, but there's freaking waterfalls and rivers and shit everywhere in North Carolina.
Gimp Geek says they're flooding in Indiana. And I drove through that first time when Texas was getting hit really hard. I was by Biddy Boo Brown's house, actually, coming through Oklahoma, and that shit there's trailers, not floating, but like waters. It wasn't where it was supposed to be, I can tell you that much. There was shit flooding out all over the place. And then with this last time, a couple weeks ago, when we drove through lower part of Texas by Waco and all that west out there, there was a lot of shit flooding too. The houses weren't getting flooded, but like all these rivers where normally the roads would go, they were all getting washed out. Yeah, it's crazy, man. They need to pump that stuff over to California, so Nestle can steal it. Says Fuzzfork.
Yeah, I don't know all the cost and how efficient it would be and stuff, but especially now with all the water problems they're having in California, you think they would be trying to use seawater and treat it, get the salt out of it and stuff.
Yeah, well, I think worst case scenario, if they don't get that good rain this year, you're gonna have. It's gonna be. I don't know. I wouldn't use the word chaos, but I think people are gonna try to get out. They're basically gonna say, you know what? There's no water here, and they're gonna run to other places. Think of me as an example, right? But I did it early. They're gonna try to sell their house, and no one's gonna buy any houses because there's no damn water. Yeah. And that whole thing is just gonna buckle. I'm going overboard basically, but what I'm saying is, it could turn into a whole big shit pot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it got to where you damn near couldn't flush your toilet, it'd be hard to justify staying.
Yeah.
Or especially moving there. It's like, why the hell do you want to move there?
Yeah, you can have all the nice weather you want, but if you can't use the toilet and wash your clothes and take a shower and brush your teeth, what the hell good is it going to be?
Yeah.
I don't know. I figure I skip out early, watch the madness, see what happens.
Yeah, a lot of that is just, well, I don't know. Kind of gets back to what we was talking about before. Is it planned out ahead of time on purpose? I mean, with the population growing and growing and growing and growing, if you don't grow your infrastructure, you can't support it. Well, they didn't grow their infrastructure. They didn't, do anything to add water supply.
Exactly. They should have built those way before they built the houses. Or at least plan. You know what? In the city I live in, they'll build 3,000 homes. Not lately because everything's slowed down. They'll build a shit pot of homes, and then they won't do the roads.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we got a traffic problem here. And then they go and rip all the shit back up again. And then it's like, come on, you dumbasses. If you're going to build 5,000 homes, you're going to get at least 5,000 cars, maybe 10,000 cars. So they got to drive somewhere. But no, they don't plan like that. I don't know.
They do and they don't. I mean, I forget all the ins and outs of. Frank mentioned it, Agenda 21, which is no conspiracy anymore. I mean, that's flat out. And they're about to unleash Agenda 21 on steroids.
I've heard Agenda 21, but what's the steroid one?
Further than Agenda 21. If you hear the word sustainability, that's Agenda 21.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It makes sense. If you want a population to live, you got to have places to grow shit, right? But in order to do that, you got to steal everybody's property. You got to put them in these high-rise little shacks, I don't mean shack like that. I just mean like smaller spaces.
Yeah.
You know, and then
Pack them and stack them.
pack them and stack them. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, and that's that shit we talked about earlier. You got aluminum falling down. You know, you got Fukushima radiation coming in. It's like you got race rioting. You know, all these different ways to not be the bad guy, but to get rid of a good portion of the population. So.
I think it's going to pop. I mean, I was on a chat last night, and it was mainly talking about prepping and stuff, and we kind of covered a good bit of stuff. I think one of the panel members was kind of either new to prepping or was interested in getting into it, or maybe they was
one
just
dog picture. Yeah, she's definitely sounding like she's.
That's right, you was in there. Damn, my dumb ass.
I was the one that asked them to invite you. But yeah, she sounded like she was just getting into it, which is good.
Yeah, but you know we brought up. This gets back to Agenda 21, George Guidestones, and shit they've been saying for years about depopulation. You know, and I brought up about how cities have the bypasses around them, and how easy it would be to control a city. Not necessarily to control the city, but just keep everybody in, not let them out. Because all you got to do is go to the exits, and anywhere there's a couple of roads that skirt out of it, and a small force could keep a city at bay. And if they started, you know, diseases and different things like that, I mean,
see, that would be a reason. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you hate to be a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist, but when you see enough shit pointing that direction, how can you not at least think about it?
No, and you brought up a good point. There's a lot of us here on YouTube that either plans of bugging in or bugging out. Well, like you and myself, we plan to bug in, but say now that circles around our city or our little town, right? Well, you're going to have to bug out. You're going to have to grab your shit and hike it over the mountain, and you're going to bring, you know, your essentials, and you're not going to bring all your shit because you won't be able to carry it, but that's where you'd have to bug out. So even if you're going to bug in, you need to prepare to bug out as well. If you want to get out of the situation anyways.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, makes sense.
That's why it cracks me up about these guys that, you know, just regular old average Joes, and they're going out there and they've got 20,000 rounds of ammunition and 10 assault rifles and 30 pistols and da-da-da-da-da, and I'm sitting here thinking, well, but they have it all in one spot. So what happens when you got to leave that spot?
Yeah.
That's why I have an AK. I've got a couple thousand rounds of ammo. I've got my handguns. I've got enough ammo for each caliber. But my bug out gun is a 22 mag. I got 2 bolt action 22 mag rifles with iron sights, and that's my bug out.
Highly accurate.
Carry 1,000 rounds in your pocket.
Yep, you can carry a shit ton of ammo.
Yep.
No, especially the mag. I mean, it's a good choice. It just sucks that it's hard to find them in a semi-auto, but the bolt actions are phenomenally accurate.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're bugging out,
yeah, you don't want confrontation.
Exactly. So, and not only that, but I got my girls I got to look out for. So, at that point, I ain't looking for a fight. I'm just looking for something. And I've killed more deer with a 22 mag than I have anything else. So.
He was just kidding. I don't think we can kill him with a 22 mag out here.
I don't think you can anywhere, sir.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know about that. Well, California, you can't even find them, so you don't have to worry about it.
22 caliber is an illegal hunting round.
Yeah.
I think in South Carolina, rimfire is the only thing that is illegal. You could use anything else. You can use 223, whatever you want, just as long as it ain't rimfire.
T.S. Wood, you'd be proud of me. I got my first AK. I got a buttload of ARs, but finally got my first AK.
I'm not big on the whole assault rifle thing. I've never been into them, never will be. But the one that I've actually had for a long time is just a Norinco Mac 90. Mm-hmm. Every time I pull the trigger, thing fires. ammo's always been easy to come by. I mean, 30-round mags. Well, no problem. I don't care. I'm not in the debate AK versus.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've always thought of them as the bad guy's weapon for so long, but with the reliability and all the cool, it's just cool to get one. Gotta have one for the collection,
Yeah, mine's a Mac 92, and it's never failed. And I've had a lot of AK guys because I almost like, since it's a Norinco, I don't know shit about AKs that much.
I don't either.
It's a Norinco Mac 90, and I would say, well, I just got a Norinco Mac 90, and they'd be like, oh hell, that's one of the good ones. And I was like, well, I know it ain't never failed, So,
Yeah.
but I think it's a good one. And they're like, oh no, that's a good one.
I ended up trying out that's all the USA one, that IO company that went to Florida and then started rebuilding them. I guess they rebuilt them a lot better, but like the trigger on it, it's a nice crisp trigger. I was like, holy shit, this is better than any of my ARs as far as the trigger pull is. So they're supposed to be all right. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't shot it yet. I gotta wait to get back to North Carolina.
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't understand the question. What the TS? What the hell? Assault is an action, not an object.
Now he's basically saying your assault weapon is just a firearm, not an assault weapon, because it hasn't assaulted anybody. I would assume.
Yeah, we know that. That's just what everybody calls them, so we just kind of play along.
Yeah, I don't get tripped up in the terminology too much.
Yeah.
I just realized, I just watched a video the other day too, TR, and I just realized I had no idea that the Norinco is considered one of the higher end.
Yeah, I've had several AK guys tell me that the Norinco is one of the better ones. Whether they was just trying to blow sunshine up my ass, I don't know, but And I don't know what part makes it one of the better ones. I couldn't tell you, but they say, hey, that's a good one.
Did you see what Fuzzfork 8 brought up? TS Wood? I've never had a problem. Of course, I've always lived in the driest well, not the driest state around, but I've never had to worry about moisture, so I don't know.
How would a rimfire be more prone to moisture than a centerfire? You don't have the primer there to worry about.
Yeah, there's no crack.
Yeah, so
I would think that would be more 22 long rifle versus. I wouldn't think 22 Magnum would be as a big a deal with moisture as 22. If you get really cheap 22 ammo, you can grab the bullet and kind of wiggle it. It's not a real good tight seal, but you normally don't run into that with 22 Magnum.
Yeah.
So I don't think moisture would be an issue with a 22 Magnum. Maybe really cheap 22 rimfire long rifle, but probably not Magnum.
Aguila?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I always get the
Thunderbolts or something
I like the CCI 22 mag ammo.
Yeah, well, see, that's a little higher end 22. When you get your Thunderbolts and shit like that, hey, if you pick up the 22, you can spin the bullet in the damn shell,
Yeah. If you can reach in the box of ammo and grab a handful, then you're not buying the best quality, but it's still going to work for the most part.
Yeah, that's why I ain't saying by any means I wouldn't promote going out and converting your 22, your Ruger 1022 into your bug out gun, because I never had a gun that jammed so much in my life as those 1022s. But they're fun to shoot and everything. It's a great first gun, but as far as reliability, I wouldn't rely on a 1022 for nothing.
I like those Marlin Model 60s. I grew up with one of those. I think I killed over 1 million squirrels with it.
Is that a tube-fed bolt action?
Yeah. No, not bolt action. It's not bolt action. It's semi-auto. But it is tube-fed.
Yeah, I grew up one of those. I don't know how many squirrels I killed with that son of a bitch. And I ate them. I ate them too. But I ended up giving it to my nephew. So
I had ground squirrels. Man, those things would dig holes underneath the house and around the barn and just run havoc and eat all your shit. We didn't eat them. We just shot them. Or I just shot them.
That's a little different.
Yeah. You don't want to eat these ones.
Yeah, that's a varmint. I've
Yeah.
killed a lot of foxes, possums, and raccoons in the last couple of years trying to keep them from killing my damn chickens, and I didn't eat not one of them.
Yeah, you're
Those
on a
were
mission.
varmints. They were killing my chickens, so I killed
That's right.
them.
Dirty sons of bitches. Killing is my business.
Look at the chat getting all tripped up on me calling that damn thing an assault rifle. Don't get tripped up on the. It was just terminology, guys. Not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not a big
Doesn't
deal.
make me side with the left at all. Doesn't make me a communist.
Moving on. Let's move this
He
on.
owns one, you know.
Do you have a clipazine in that thing?
30 round clipazine.
A 30-round clipazine?
Yeah, Johnny Master at Arms, he'll catch me every once in a while. I'll say clip. It's a magazine. It's like, damn it, I know, but it's you know what I mean, damn it.
Yeah. Living Survival. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, man?
His channel is blowing up.
Yeah, it is.
22,000 subs.
Wow.
I can't even get 1,000, and he's got 22,000. Now, don't get me wrong, he's got great content and good videos, so that's just something I got to work on, I guess.
Review videos do get more views and will make your channel grow. I noticed that. I won't say it's one of the bigger videos I got, but I know I did one a couple of years ago on just a Northern Hydraulics manual log splitter. It's just a hydraulic cylinder on a damn I-beam, and you got to pump the handle, you know. And I think that thing's up to like, I don't know. It may not be as many as I think, but I don't know, 5,000 views, 10,000 views, or something like that. And I was like, man, that's a shitty little video, you know?
I got one like that on a pellet gun. It was a Benjamin Regal nitro piston pellet gun, and that thing's got like 7,000 views. I was like, holy shit. And it was like my second video I ever made, so it was horrible.
Well, that was this one. It was a few years ago. So
It was all
I don't even.
monotone. No, I wasn't even in the thing. You know, you're scared when you first start. You don't even get in the video. You just show your shit. You're like, okay, here's a pellet gun.
The biggest video I got has like, well, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but anyhow, the one that I got the most views on is probably the longest and most boring video I got. But it was on casting bullets for the AR-15 and reloading them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but at the time, that was during the last big scare. You could not buy bullets. You couldn't buy ammo. You couldn't buy anything.
You couldn't buy primers, powder, nothing.
So, and I know that's why it made it, and that's the reason I was doing it. I was like, hell, I can't buy fucking bullets. I'm gonna have to cast my own. You know?
Yeah. And then you go out and you buy a reloader, and then you're like, oh, when I get some more money, I'll go buy some powder and all that other bullshit. And then you come to find out you got a reloader when you can't find shit.
Yeah. Well, I'd already been reloading for years, so I had all that shit already. So, and I caught the mold for the bullet right as it was happening. It was like everything was drying up, and I just had the insight to say, you know what, I'm going to get a mold, and I'm going to see if I can cast a bullet and shoot it in the AR-15. Because the thing is, you got to reduce the load down so much. Everything I read, everything I could find on a lead bullet in AR-15, they said it couldn't be done.
Oh, really?
But at the time, bullets were so cheap, it wasn't worth the fucking effort. And to be honest with you, it's not worth the damn effort now. But then, you can't buy them. So, but anyhow, so I bought the mold, and within 2 weeks, you couldn't buy a mold for a 223. It just because they made the molds for 22 Hornets and other 22 caliber rifles that you could shoot in a bolt action and things like that. That's the only reason the molds were out there. And so I bought the mold, I cast the bullets, did the gas check, the whole thing. I mean, it was like a 6-part series I made. I got it listed on my homepage. You'll see a section. It ain't nothing but 223 AR-15 lead bullets, or however I named it. And I did a whole series, like 6 parts. went through the process of making bullets, what I had to do to load it, size them, the whole 9 yards. And then I started testing powders. And the first shots I fired worked. And it worked. You can load the AR-15 with a lead bullet. And I shot 300 rounds through it before I even cleaned it. And
it did good, huh?
Yeah, I did like 9 swipes with a cleaning rod and some hops number 9, and the barrel was good to go.
There you go. That's
I
good.
didn't clean the bolt, didn't do anything. Did testing for 300 rounds with different powders, different loads. Told them, I got a chronograph, so I could say what the feet per second was and all that. And I mean, if I did it again now, I could make it look a lot better and more professional. But like I said, it was a few years ago. Hell, I was just out there, set the camera up, start shooting, do this and that, and
yeah, that sounds like pretty interesting videos. I haven't seen those ones. Mm-hmm. Well, and that's when I got worried. I said, you know what? You're not going to take your guns; they're going to take your ammo. So you're basically going to end up with a cool-looking hammer or a bat, And I was like, man, that's kind of smart on their end. Like, damn it. So I went out and started buying a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But I got a long way to go. Lots to learn. So it's funny. Living Survival's talking about his videos where his wife's on it. She is a cutie. I'm sure you got a few extra views on those ones, Living Survival. Or should I say? That's like Van Prepper on some of his like really good videos, where he has like a lot of views. It's got a half-naked chick with a Mosin Nagant or something. You're like, really?
I got a few of those. They do get more views.
Yeah.
A couple of my solar powers, I think, are like that. And the only reason I really did it then is not always, but sometimes if you upload a video and, and it gives you the choices of what picture you want to make the cover picture, and then you post it. But then when you go back to check it, it might be a couple of hours before they finally put the little cover picture on it. It's just that gray-looking screen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck that. So I'll go to Google, just find the picture, boom, put it on there, and I guarantee you I get 100 more views on any of those if I got some chick with big boobs in a bikini. I got one with like a girl, she's like in the jungle, but there's a solar panel there.
Yeah.
More views than the other ones.
I was really talking about solar panels.
Yeah. They're like, where's the redhead?
Yeah, where the hell's T go? Where the hell's T at? That's funny.
Like I say, I don't do it a lot, but I've done it a few times, and it does actually make a difference. Now, I'm not saying they don't watch 5 seconds of the video and back out, but I still got a view out of it, whether that means anything or not.
Yeah, that's true. I know. Remember the last time we met up, I was telling you your chickens got more subs than I got. You got a bush hunt. He's doing good. He's almost at 1,000.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, he's going to be doing 1,000 sub giveaway here. I need to do one too. Actually, I'm getting closer. Got a little ways to go, but it's a lot of hard damn work.
Yeah. I'll have to say, if anybody out there wants to build their channel, make videos. I ain't saying don't post 5 videos a day. I'm not saying do that, but make 2 or 3 videos a week. Keep them short and simple, and you'll gain subs.
Yeah, don't make them long.
Yeah, don't do 20
under
minute
like
videos.
3 minutes or something.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be 5, 7 minutes. That's fine, as long as it's something people are going to want to watch.
Yeah. True. Well, and then you can start going longer afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, I got long videos. I people joke with me because I say I hate 20-minute videos, and I do for the most part, unless it's something very interesting or some kind of how-to video or something like that. But if it's just you sitting in front of the damn camera bullshitting for 20 minutes, I ain't got time for that.
You got to time them so that they're bathroom friendly, because when scores of people go into the shitter, You know, whatever the normal average time of taking a crud is, you got to keep it under that time frame because they got to get back to work. So they're sneaking in watching videos. Something to think about. That's all I gotta say. Truth, 10 minutes or less is what I try to do. Yeah, listen to him. He's got he's rocking. That 420's in the house. What's up?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh, you know who else was in here? Superfly, fat guy.
Yeah, I seen that. Superfly.
You want to give some love out to those guys? I never heard of Gators. I have to check his channel out.
Yeah, I can do a rundown. Let me do a rundown right quick. I'm guilty of not doing that. We got living survival, gear grinding, gear. I don't even know how you're supposed to say that. Gear gridding, 19, 420 homestead, the token. Living survival, Frank I. Live for Wild. Hey, Colonel. I didn't see you snuck in there. Knucklemac 33. Mario Mazen. Gimp Creek. Quasar Nugs. The Saint. Gator 157. There's Superfly Fat Guy 859. Jammy Time Bacon. Fuzz Fork 8. I think I said the Saint. If it isn't the Saint,
oh, you know what? Another little shout out to Superfly. I was watching a video of his today, giving the Fat Man.
oh yeah.
He's at 1,000 subs or something close to it. I think he's at 1,000. So give him that's a lot of work, man. You know, when I first started and I was hanging out with TR and Jen and Bush Hunt and Jarhead 6 and the Daily Shooter, and everybody was, you know, obviously had a lot less subs, but I think Jen is the one that kind of said, it's like going to school. You start out in kindergarten, right? And you get a certain amount of subs, and then as you're learning stuff, and then there's those people like, you know, Haas and Nut and Fancy and those guys, they basically graduated college with all their subs.
Yeah. Well, they started early, too, you know.
Yeah, they've been around a while.
Yeah, there's so many channels now. It would be hard to get to that status now.
Have you heard of Rex Tyrus? He does like all the I can't think of his damn channel right now. The guy is like phenomenal when it comes to long range shooting. It's Tyrexsaurus or something like that. The guy is badass. Like he was in our military somehow and he was a badass. But he's got some awesome videos. If you want to learn anything and everything about long range shooting, sniper stuff, the dude's rocking.
I don't even have a scope on any of my rifles, so.
We got too many trees in North Carolina. It's like
exactly. I can't hardly see 100 yards.
I know. I have a couple guns. I'm like, I might as well sell these things because there's no reason to have a 50 cal in North Carolina.
Yeah, you gotta go find a power line somewhere, and then you might be able to use it.
Yeah, there's really no point. Where's this guy's channel at? Yeah, the guy, if you guys are target shooting long distance, if you heard of him, let me find him. He's got his shit wired tight.
I mean, I can kind of see the top of my hill, you know, but it's like through branches, limbs, and shit, you know. Yeah, there's some daylight right there. Yeah, I can see that far, but you know.
I know, there's so many damn trees. It's crazy. You know what? A shotgun with like double-aught buck's about all you need.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the 30-30 used to be the go-to. That was the deer gun of the South here. And everybody then somehow got switched over to the bolt actions with the scopes and all that. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
I guess it was just a cool factor kind of thing, you know.
Do a 1 power.
Yeah.
Or maybe
and, you know,
with
the power, with the power lines, I mean, you can set yourself up, maybe a field or something like that, and you got the deer blind kind of up or whatever, and you can, you know, see a couple 100 yards. But for the most part, you're probably shooting 50 yards or so.
Yeah. Could almost rope a deer.
Yeah. Not that I'm experienced. I've never deer hunted in my life, so.
I got a couple that are walking through the property. I'm gonna grow some corn so his buddies show up.
Yep. My neighbor shot one beside my mailbox about a year or two ago.
I got to figure out all the hunting rules out there so I don't get my ass in trouble.
Yeah. Well, you just got to season, get a license, and if you can get them on your property, there you go. You ain't got to go find wildlife management land and all that kind of shit.
If you can get them on your property without.
Well,
that's what
technically you're supposed to have a license still.
Yeah, because you got to pull it, you got to stamp it or punch it or whatever.
Well, you don't in South Carolina. Hell, you can just kill it, go out back and skin it, and whatever you got to do. You used to have to check them in, but you don't now.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to read up on that.
North Carolina's, I mean, you're a different state. I don't know what their rules are.
Yeah, you got to call it in or email it in or some other bullshit within like 24 hours or something. I don't know. I was reading it last night, but there were so many pages I was skipping through it, so I probably all I did was screw myself up more than less.
Well, North Carolina is a lot more worried about their resources and stuff. North Carolina is a very big on tourism, and I understand that because that is a lot of North Carolina. I mean, the mountains of South Carolina, the mountains are just on the edge. I'm just right on the edge of the mountains and stuff. When you start getting into the mountains, boom, you're in North Carolina. Yeah. So, there's a lot of natural beauty and tourism and your Blue Ridge Parkway. And so North Carolina is a lot more into preserving the countryside and stuff. And I don't mean that bad or good. I don't take it either way. I'm just saying they're a lot more picky about things.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's a lot of cool stuff to look at, I tell you that much.
Yeah. Oh, North Carolina, especially the area you're moving in, this area, I mean, there's so much to see. I mean, I've lived here all my life, and I hadn't seen it all. I don't know that you could.
Have you gone down the French Broad River yet?
No.
Man, you're missing out. It's bitching.
No, I'm sure it is. I've been down I've been canoeing down like the Nantahala one time, but as far as kayaking or canoeing or anything like that, that's the only time I've ever done that.
Yeah. I'm gonna put myself on mute here. I gotta use the bathroom.
All right. Looks like I got it by myself. So, hey everybody, thanks for coming by. I see the Oily Prepper come in, and I didn't finish doing my rundown. Quasar Nugs, I don't know if I got to you. Let me get back up here. I know I said the Saint, Superfly Fat Guy, Living Survival, Working Class Woodsman, Gadget Ninja 1, Gimp Geek, said Frank. I'm still scrolling. Darren Sharon, is that right? That's what it kind of looks like. Fuzzfork 8. Weapons Machinist, Knucklemac 33. I think I said him. Redneck Prepper was in. I'm not sure if he's here or not now. That was earlier. Of course, Jammy Time Bacon, and that's as far as they'll let me go. So anyway, thanks for coming out, everyone. There's a V Borg 001. And Gimp, I have to say the feedback was very, very good on the chat. I'm going to keep doing on Tuesday nights. I was pleasantly surprised at the audience, the views. It went better, almost better than I can honestly say better than I thought it was going to go. So I'm real happy with that, and I'll be doing it again tomorrow, 9 o'clock tomorrow night. I'll have my a black man, transgender, and redneck walked into a bar chat.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I might miss that one.
Okay, it's not for everybody.
Oh, I saw some of it, not all of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it looked pretty dang good.
I don't know that I explained it. The point of that chat is that no matter how big a differences little social issues seem to be, and that the media and government blows up and makes an issue out of, those are not the issues we need to be worried about. We can disagree and we can talk about them and we can discuss them. We can debate them, but they shouldn't be an issue that's got the entire country, just like the flag. It shouldn't be an issue that's got a whole country all tied up in about a damn flag. We got real problems, America, and those two, I handpicked them, talked to them, had conversations with them, and we all decided that was a good thing to do. Is look, we got Confederate flag, gay marriage, this and this and this, and yeah, they're issues, but they're not the issues we need to be talking about. Let's talk about the real fucking issues. That's what the whole point of that chat is. We can worry about the little shit later. Let's worry about what this fucking government's doing. Let's worry about what the financial state of the world is, the country is, and all that. And we'll worry about the little shit later. And that was what the whole concept was.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that one, the American Joe, or what's his name?
Average Joe.
Yeah, Average Joe. That dude, I like that guy.
Yeah.
He's smart.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely smart.
And we don't even have to all agree on everything, but just agree to disagree on issues and continue on the big issues. The wars, the TPP, the trade deals, and all that shit. That's the shit we need to be talking about. Not, oh, it's a race thing. Oh, gays shouldn't be getting married. I don't give a fuck whether gays married or not. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Everybody has the right to be just as miserable as everybody else.
Yep. True that. No, I don't want to see most of it, but you should.
Well, I mean,
be able to.
It is what it is,
Yeah.
Well, in my opinion on the gay marriage thing, gay people, transgenders, and all that, they're going to be together regardless. They're going to live together. They're going to be together. They're going to go out on dates. They're going to do that. Whether or not they're married or not don't make a difference. They're going to fucking do it anyway. Just like I would do a lot of things, whether it's legal or not. I'm not saying I'm doing the illegal things, but I'm just saying, okay, let's just say interracial marriage was still illegal like it used to be. But if I was in love with a black woman and wanted to live with her, I would still fucking do it. We might not be able to get married, but we'd still live together. So what's the fucking difference?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch, did you watch Spartacus or any of that series?
300, Spartacus, yeah.
Not 300. 300 is a movie. Spartacus was a series. Did you watch the seasons?
No.
It's actually a great, awesome, really cool, but...
There's some gay scenes in there, though.
Yeah, that's the thing that blew me away about that, is that Roman era back in that time like that, like being gay was just like another thing, like, oh, well, there goes another, boy lover or whatever, and it was like not a big deal. Like,
well, that's where the term "when in Rome, do as the Romans do," or whatever it is. That's what that was about. Was the homosexuality.
You're going from badass war scenes of freaking heads and blood and shit squirting everywhere, which is badass. And then all of a sudden it changes to that. You're all, what just happened? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I just thought it was odd that like way back then it was just like, you're talking about the bloodiest battlefields known to man and being manly and this and that, and then if you wanted to bang dudes, that was your deal, big deal. It's just not my deal. But it was like accepted, It all went about, okay, so you're gay and you like to bang boys, but how do you act? How do you carry yourself? Are you a badass? Are you a good man? That's all they cared about. Are you a prideful person? They didn't care about your sexual preferences. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, they had some crazy. I think there's some crazy orgy scenes in there too, with like the king or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Like on the second season or towards the end of the first season or whatever it was.
Yeah, where they had that.
So it was all crazy.
Yeah, orgies were like a thing back then, I guess.
Yeah.
They had the bathhouses and all that stuff they had. Yeah.
Crazy.
So, almost like we had reverse evolution when it came to that sexual preferences and all that stuff.
Well, that is a good point. I mean, we're talking a long time ago, hundreds and hundreds of years. It's not I don't remember. Anyway, long time ago, and then it got rejected, and now it's getting accepted again. Yeah, it is kind of weird how that happened if you sit back and think about it. Because usually it's just evolution. Things, okay, this is okay, and you may backtrack a little bit here and there on different things, but it's something that big of an issue. You would think once it was accepted, it would just be accepted.
True. You got people. They're like, talk about crisis. You got to take a break from the crisis. At least for a minute.
Hey, Utah. Says being a redneck is not reverse evolution.
Well, when it comes to gay people, it is.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. Like, I watched that. Well, my family was out of town for a month, so I was here all by myself. I was trying to be a good boy, so I watched all the frickin' seasons I could have shit on Netflix, and I came across that Hell on Wheels, and that was actually really intriguing. I'm not saying that, the shit on Netflix like Spartacus and Hell on Wheels and all that's an actual true depiction of how times were back then. But look at the way those railroad guys went, and busting through the Wild West and the frontier and the Indians, and it's pretty cool, guys. Did you guys watch Hell on Wheels at all? You catch
No.
that? Oh, you guys gotta watch that. It's on Netflix. You can watch, I think, 4 seasons of it. It's awesome. Hell on Wheels, and it's about the railroads, the Union Pacific.
Oh, getting built for the first time?
And it's building the railroad.
Yeah.
Seeing what they go through, and the thing it's getting now, it's how they depict the Mormons back then. I'm surprised there wasn't a big uproar about that, because it really makes the Mormons look like, not saying calling it for true colors or anything, but about the polygamy and all that, and how they were hated and looked down on and treated as like, lower class people.
I couldn't imagine even trying to accomplish or even want to pull that shit off. Like, you're gonna. I don't even know how to say it without pissing people off. It's hard enough to have one wife, let alone 3, 5, 10, 15. Get them all in the same period. Shit, you're bound to get killed.
Yeah, but if your plan is to try and overpopulate, or population,
yeah,
it fits it perfectly.
No, it makes sense. You got to have that in order to have massive amounts of population.
And when that was established too, you got to remember back in those days, the kids were your workforce.
Yeah, for all the fields and stuff.
Yeah, so that kind of made sense if you think about it like that. You got to have a lot of kids because we got this grain to sow and reap and got barns to build and.
That's not why the Mormons did it, though. The
Oh,
Mormons
well, I don't know.
to create their empire of the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Okay.
That's why they were doing it. You know.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that, so yeah.
It's just weird to think about. You know, I don't want to start no religious war on TR's quick chat, but
No.
you know, they're all. The
Oh,
Mormons now really shun on polygamy, but back then their leaders and founders were all polygamists. So it's like, how can you say, "Oh no, those aren't real Mormons"? Well, those are your gods, your false prophets, or whatever.
I mean,
They were all
yeah,
polygamists.
that religion was started in the 1800s, so.
Uh-oh.
Don't get it going. Don't get me going on religion. I ain't religious or
Don't
nothing.
get me going, because I don't know shit about it.
Yeah, it's just.
I'm going to go do an oxygen test outside real quick.
Just
Okay.
another one of those deals. Do as I say, or else.
Mm-hmm.
Not worth it to me. That's where you lose my interest. Do what I say, or this happens, or you're going to go here and I'm going to go here.
Yeah.
Even though you're a good man, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm not a religious person, so. As far as, you know, choosing a church, no, I'm not a religious person. No.
Me neither. I look at religion as way of life. Who has the best way of life? And the Mormons have got a phenomenal family structure, and from the family structure, it all branches out, and it's no wonder their religion had no choice but to be successful just because of the way they set it up. It's all about foundations. But you know, once you get into the corporate side of it, and the money side of it, the Mormons ain't no different than anybody else. I mean, when it comes to money, dealing with a Mormon's just like dealing with a Jew or anybody else. They're all tighter than shit.
Yeah.
But just another deal. You want to be rich? Start a religion.
Yep. Yeah, Scientology has done pretty good. I think you had to have a certain bankroll account just to get in that shit.
I think it's $1 million. You got to pay $1 million to become a part of the Church of Scientology.
I wouldn't doubt it. I'm going to start redneckism. The redneckism church.
Yep. As long as there's no inbreeding in that church, I might check it out.
Yeah, exactly. Not that far back into the rednecks.
I tell you what, I've been through. I think it's Hilldale, Utah. I think is where the polygamists have practically been forced into. They have their own town. Colorado City, Hilldale. These two towns in southern Utah. You want to see some scary shit? You drive through that place. The gene pool ain't very deep there.
Them trees ain't got no branches on them, huh?
No branches.
I had a buddy of mine who was it's been several years ago, but he worked for a company that installed software for some kind, I don't know, like Rite Aids or something, some pharmaceutical drugstores. And I want to say he was in Kentucky. I don't know what part of Kentucky or whatever it was, but it was backwoods, one of them like coal towns or something, And he was like, man, all of them, they all looked at me real weird. And he said, I didn't never leave my hotel at night. He said, like, their eyes were real far apart. And just, he said, yeah, there was some backwoods people back in there.
Yeah, you got to watch that. Either eyes real far apart, or if the eyes are real close together, the gene pool. There's a little hiccup in the gene pool somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I invited Matt and Space Buns and Luke, but I didn't give them no warning, so they might not even turn their computer on tonight. I don't know. Is your six, Rick? He just texted me and we chatted a little bit on the phone, and I was like, well, hell, you want to start a chat? We'll just start a chat for the hell of it and see what happens.
Shit, you got 40 people right now. That ain't bad.
Yeah, that ain't bad. There was a little bullshit chat. I think people are really liking the chats. I know I am.
It's not like I see that Ace of J. I guess 420 is gonna have something to do with it. When 420 said something about a Sunday night chat, I think it's the same chat. They're planning on doing something that sounds pretty interesting.
Really?
Different perspectives into things.
Mm-hmm.
Should be an interesting chat on Sunday. More power to it. I've done the Sunday chat thing for a couple of years now, and I give up. I'd rather just talk about titties and beer.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's kind of. I thought Luke was going to do the Sunday night chat this week. I thought about starting one myself then because we all kind of talked about it and it was like, well, who's going to take the slot? You know that now that Matt's going to quit, and but now Luke did say he was on his channel. He was on vacation or something. He might have had Google problems and just couldn't get it going. I don't know, but there was no political chat Sunday night that I know of. And got another reason I said, well, hell, let's do one. There wasn't one last night. We'll just throw something together and shoot from the hip. And hell, we can talk about hot rods. I don't give a shit. We ain't got to talk about politics.
I don't know. It's kind of nice to jump on a chat once in a while, just talk about some of the headlines I've seen during the week.
Yeah.
But other than that, I give up. I know most people it hurts their head too much to think about it, so
Yeah.
I'm tired of talking about it.
We can talk about our awesome king who skips town and doesn't worry about our soldiers that were shot down. Doesn't put the flag at half-mast till 5 days later. What a shitbag.
He's just a puppet, man.
I know. In between his show and his golf games, he could have made a call.
Yeah, but if you think about it, I know this is going to piss some people off, but you have to be able to step out of the 9 dots and look at the situation as a whole. That situation could have been a whole lot worse. You're talking about we are at war with those radical Islam, right?
Yeah, right on her.
They attacked soldiers instead of going into a damn crowded grocery store and blowing up a bomb, which would have killed a bunch of people that didn't have a fucking clue what was going on anyway. They actually attacked a military establishment, which is a point, I'm not saying I'm thankful for it, but it makes a lot of sense on the target that they hit, and we should be thankful that it wasn't a bunch of innocents, because the fact that soldiers killed soldiers. So it's not that they were innocent soldiers. Can you call any American soldier innocent right now? I mean, really, can you?
No.
The government's forcing them to go to places they shouldn't be in the first place, and they're killing people that maybe they need killing, maybe they don't. But that's not for us to decide.
Yeah.
I mean, do I sound like whatever. I don't know what that makes me look like, but how I feel.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. I mean, it makes sense. It's like, I mean, as bad as it sounds, you could say the same thing about, police or fire personnel. A fireman went in to fight a fire and save people's lives, and he unfortunately, a tragedy occurred and he passed away. He knew that was part of his job, not to die in a fire, but there is that possibility. Same with a cop, So I understand what you're saying there. So you're making sense. I agree with kind of what you're saying. It just sucks because it didn't have anything to do with that. It had something to do with, he'll make a phone call to the family if it's Trayvon Martin or something like this. But I don't know. I really think that he's just out to ruin the country.
Not that I'm justifying it, but kind of like what you said, a fireman signs up, he knows he may die any day, a policeman, and soldiers are like the lowest of low when it comes to what government thinks about them. I mean, we are literally the pawns on the chessboard. We are there for the sacrifice only. Our lives, or I say when I was in. If you're in the military, you're a pawn. Your life does not count. It does not matter to government.
Once you sign that paper, you just became a number. You are no longer an individual. You're
a
United
part
States
number.
government property.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear
But I understand, the target, like Wood was saying, because soldiers are what are killing his people and his brothers or whatever, and so that's what he targeted. Kind of makes sense.
When he
I
could
get
have
that.
done a lot worse. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
exactly. I mean, he could have done a lot better. He could have done it at, a fucking Capitol or something, and then he might have been a hero. But, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, as sad as it is, that's true. But does that make those soldiers heroes or anything? No. Did they deserve to have the fucking flags lowered at half mast? You're damn right they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they deserve to get acknowledged by the government, by the president? You're damn right they did. That was on American soil.
And why do they got to
Exactly.
show the ass bag that did all the shooting? Why don't you show our military that got murdered that day? Give them the respect, not some shitbag that went out crazy and shot those folks. You know what I mean? They always show the bad guy. If you keep doing that, that just provokes more hatred. Not hatred. It provokes them to want to do it again, so they can be Allah's hero or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a good point. Wood makes. It's not that. I mean, it's not that soldiers don't die every day. It was these soldiers were caught unarmed on American soil and killed over politics and war.
Yeah.
And they do deserve a little extra, little nod there.
Well, and that brings up the subject: should they be armed?
I think they should, but.
Well, I was watching.
Damn right they should be armed.
Exactly. Why not? They're trained. I mean, I know they may do it, for practical reasons of PTSD and stuff like that when they're coming back or whatever, but they should be armed. They're professionals at what they do, and that's their tool.
Well, and this just popped in my head right now. Okay. When I was in Desert Storm, I was a CB, so I was on the ground. I was a construction battalion. We carried around M16s. I wore greens. I wasn't on the ship. I carried M16 and I carried live ammo in magazines, but I didn't carry a loaded magazine in my rifle unless I was, on watch or something like that. But anytime we traveled or anywhere we was, they would be 1 to 2 people that was mag loaded, locked and cocked and locked, just in case something happened. When we was in a deuce and a half, a load of us in the back of the truck, there was one guy in the back, cocked and locked, ready to go, and one guy literally riding shotgun in the front seat, in the passenger seat. He was loaded. So if something came up, they could start, and then we had our ammo, and we could, follow suit. So I'm not saying we should arm all military on every base, every recruiting station, blah, 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 blah. But you should have at least one guy that is.
Well, but now, granted, I remember watching my little brother's, now they give you a video of your boot camp, of your graduating class of your boot camp. I remember watching my brother's video, and I was just shaking my head going, holy shit, we're doomed. I couldn't believe all the jackasses. And so, do I think that just because you're in the military, you should be allowed to carry a weapon anywhere? No. But there should be more recruiters should be able to at least carry a sidearm.
Yeah.
Don't need to be walking around with their AR. You can carry a sidearm.
Yeah.
And then, you'd have to have certain qualifications to be able to carry, say, your AR while in uniform. But definitely your sidearm. But like office personnel and all those other people, should they be able to carry anywhere? Hell no.
Yeah, I agree with you, and that's what I mean. I'm not saying everybody should be armed, but they should be 1 or 2. If there's military presence, they should be 1 or 2 people armed. You know, like you say, even if it's just a sidearm, you know, not everybody. And trust me, when they wouldn't allow us to carry our M16s with a loaded mag, I really wasn't unhappy with it because there was a lot of fucking morons in my battalion that I was kind of scared the fact they had the M16 anyway, even though there wasn't a mag in it. And I'm like, I don't know if that dumb motherfucker right there knows if there's one in the chamber or not, you know?
Keeping it real, TR. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's fucking dumbasses everywhere. It's just like assholes. I don't care what group of people, whatever it is, there's assholes everywhere. And there's also dumbasses. And
Yeah.
they make it through and filter through the system. And trust me, I'm sure you can talk to anybody in the military and they would tell you, yeah, there's a lot of motherfuckers. I'm not sure that they should have been able to be issued a fucking M16.
You got a question here in the comments by
Yeah.
Gimp.
Well, GIMP, basically, when you join the military, you're not under constitutional law anymore. You're government property. So your constitutional rights are no longer void. They're no longer there. You don't have constitutional rights in the military. So you're government property. So although I think military should, I mean, in my heart, I think, you know, if you're career military guy, you got a family, you live off base, you qualify, yeah, you should be able to carry a gun. But at the same time, when it comes to military facilities and all that, I have to say, I know I may get flack for it, I don't think everybody on a base should be carrying around a firearm. I've been in those situations where everybody had a firearm, they just wasn't loaded. And there goes that scenario where I'm saying, I'm not sure some of these bitches might not have one in the chamber, you know?
Yeah, Gimp, you know how many office workers there are in the military?
Yeah, no shit.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of them that probably were petrified during their qualification with their AR.
Mm-hmm.
Because they'll never have to shoot a gun ever again.
Yeah. Hey, Bill. Bill and Rose's off-grid garden. Cabin, sorry.
Well, I'm going to bail.
All right, man. Yeah, we'll probably end this here in a minute.
Yeah, I'll catch up with you guys later.
All right, see you, Wood.
Yep.
Thanks
Take
for coming
care.
in, man.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Yep, you too.
Yeah, a lot of good points brought up for sure.
Yeah.
That one that shit, who was it? I think it was someone was talking about that. I don't know much on it. I guess it just happened today. There's a concealed carry guy or girl that. Let's see if I can go back to it here. Oh, it's way back here. Let's see. Did you see any of that before?
No, like I said, I work 12-hour shifts, and between the travel time and working, it's a 14-hour day for me. So pretty much the days I work, I don't see or hear shit.
Oh, here it is. Utah Redneck Nicholas put news out tonight. A concealed carry person shot a guy that was shooting at 4 people, one of which was a 1-year-old kid. And then the person shooting at the 4 was arrested and also shot in the leg. We didn't see what her conspiracy is. Yeah, has anybody got any more information on that? That'd be good to know. Because that person that, what it was, it 4 people?
Shooting at 4 people, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it could have been 14 people if there wasn't a concealed carry person there.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, you know what, they hide all that shit. It pisses me off.
Oh, you never
Anything
hear
good?
you never hear the positive stories of, you know, a concealed carry person or an open carry person stopped this robbery, or, you know, some lone shooter started shooting and a concealed weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, because most of these guys that do these shootings, I guarantee, hell, they could probably start firing. If they just saw a gun pointed at them, they would literally like shit on themselves and either turn the gun on themselves or drop the gun and run. You know,
Yeah.
because they're no longer the big bad bully that they're trying to be. You
It's
know,
like the gun-free zone bullshit.
yeah, the gun-free zone bullshit.
Pisses me off. It's like, you know what? I see a lot, not a lot of it in North Carolina, but like going through the states as I was getting to North Carolina, man, you see that sticker, and I'm just like, God, this is bullshit. This makes no sense.
I think I'm pretty sure in North Carolina you can actually open carry.
Yeah, you can open carry.
Yeah, so I can't.
I don't like that either. I mean, if that's all you can do, then
well, you can
more
conceal
power
carry
to
in
you.
North Carolina too. You know, you gotta go through
Yeah.
get the license for that. But an open carry, you don't have to get any license or anything.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I would definitely just go get the concealed.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least you can do either, if you know, depending on the situation.
Yeah, if you don't want to go get it done. Yeah, that makes sense. The criminal was shot in the leg. No children were involved, though. Woman probably left him to go back to her husband. Yeah, I don't know. They definitely hide the good news from all the bad news.
Well, it
They'll
don't
show
fit
you
the
how it
agenda.
feels.
I mean, why would you want to promote that? Hey, guns are a good thing when you're trying to restrict them left and right. You know.
Yeah, well, you figure there's gazillion channels now instead of like 10 that you can get on TV. It's like there's got to be one freaking channel out there that's going to show the truth, you know? It's like, or at least highlight it, talk about it a little bit. Unfortunately, it's not that way. To the agenda.
Yeah, it's the agenda.
That's right. World chaos and race wars. Unfortunately, Maine now has no CCW concealed carry.
They must have went constitutional carry because he was happy about it. It was John Solar.
Yeah.
He said,
Oh,
"Yeah."
that's good.
So I'm assuming they went constitutional carry. They was talking about that in South Carolina, but it hadn't gone through yet, and it may have even got shot down for the moment. I'm hoping it goes through though.
Now you're still gonna have to go through the permit process, or no?
If they pass the constitutional carry, no. And I don't know.
The only shitty part is you won't be legal in any other state. Like
That is,
you know what I mean?
and see, that's the loophole. That's the loophole.
Yeah. Unless you got like 40 states to do it at least, so you can go cross country or something, and not have to worry about it. But
yeah,
because California is not.
Yeah,
I luckily have one in California, which is
my concealed weapon permit is good for the entire South except Georgia, which is weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, North Carolina, like my concealed carry permit is good in North Carolina. Just so when I go riding, if you watch any of my bike videos, I got a shoulder holster on and a fucking 45 right here. And an extra mag over here. I don't give a damn what you see me doing on a motorcycle. Promise you, there's a fucking 45 on me.
How do you like that? Did you say, I was looking on the other thing on the YouTube side chat bullshit. You wear what do you wear for a holster?
Blackhawk Serpa.
Oh, so you wear like a in the waistband or out of the waistband?
No, on
or
the
you
back.
wear chest.
Don't a shoulder holster where the gun's like under your arm here. And I
How
went.
do you like that?
Well, I mean, I like it for the bike because under my, I got to keep the jacket on. That's the only thing. It sucks when it's 95 degrees and I stop and and all
You're
that.
sweating like a pig.
Yeah, but for riding the bike, no matter what I do as far as a side holster or inside the waistband, it don't work because I'm leaning on it and I'm afraid it's going to fall out or something like that. But the shoulder holster, it's out of the way. It's not in my way. I don't even know it's there. And I went with a Serpa I don't know if you're familiar. You know, that's the one you got the little button you got to push to get the gun out. So it's locked in. It
So you
can't
know it's
fall
in
out.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I paid like $80 or $90 for that son of a bitch. You know, the whole holster rig and everything. But
You just
that's
wanted to
what.
pretend you're Miami Vice, huh?
Do what now?
You were pretending you're Miami Vice when you're driving that motorcycle around?
Yeah, that's what
instead
it
of a
is.
boat? No, I've never tried one of those. I bet it's comfortable, but yeah, you got to wear a jacket.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's good for a winter rig or something, but even if you go into, you know, grab a hot dog or something, you can't take your freaking jacket off. And that's why me personally, I wish we would go to an open carry at least, or a constitutional carry. I mean, I don't mind having a concealed weapon permit. I would like the option to open carry, because if I could open carry, I would take that same Serpa holster and put it on my belt.
Yeah,
You know,
just have it
on
out.
my side and have it locked in. It can't go nowhere. I can take my damn jacket off, you know, and I
Yeah.
don't give a damn if
Go
anybody
eat.
sees it or not. Or even if I kept the shoulder holster rig, at least I could take my jacket off.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Because that wouldn't be concealed, or you'd be able to, because it's not concealed.
Yeah. And that's just me personally and my personal situation with, you know, riding a bike. I mean, because like I said, you know, I don't care if it's the crossbreed holster, whatever the hell it is. When you're on a bike, you're limited on how you can carry a damn gun, you know. And I ride my bike a lot, you know. Anytime I'm in North Carolina, I'm going to be on my motorcycle, which I'm happy that North Carolina recognizes my concealed weapon permit, and I can open carry in North Carolina. So it's like if I'm in North Carolina, I actually can take my jacket off. You know, I just can't in South Carolina.
Oh, gotcha. That's weird, especially being, you know, man, South Carolina is even more gun friendly than North Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
it's kind
just
of
one
weird.
of the rules they haven't got to, I guess.
Yeah.
One of the laws, I guess.
Well, South Carolina also has one of the highest, if not the highest, domestic violence rates in America. So that could have something to do with it. Not that that has anything to do with it, but you know how shit is, how they twist stuff around and all.
Yeah. What is it? The highest what?
Domestic violence rates.
Ah.
Men beating and killing their wives.
Yeah, that's not a good
Yeah, that's not one to be proud of.
no, not at all. TR, get you a Safariland ALS holster.
Yeah. Well, it's in under my jacket. I shouldn't get dirt on it. So.
Oh, and it rains at least once a day. It'll wash out.
You will blow your nuts off. What the hell? Pocket carry bitches. Oh, you'll blow your nuts off.
Blow your nuts off. Yeah, no shit. Safety between the ears. Yeah, that's a good point too. You're hoping you don't do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of options out there. I just went with the Serpa because of the way it locks in. I feel secure with it. You know, if I ever take a spill on the bike, luckily I've never took a spill on my bike. But if I do, I don't want my gun being slung off, you know, down the road that way. I'm going that way, or I don't. You know what I'm saying? I just like the way it locks in, and riding a bike, shifting and swinging back and forth and all that. I thought it was a good option, and I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah. No, they work good. Mm-hmm. You just got to remember to remove your finger. We had that one YouTube guy shot himself in the leg because he wasn't used to that holster. So as he was pushing the button down, his finger curled around and he pulled the trigger.
Curled around the trigger as he's coming up.
Yeah. And he actually shows the video of him doing that as like a warning, like, hey, don't do this. So it's kind of good. I mean, when you screw up that bad, it sucks and you don't want to show anybody, you know what I mean? Like I shot my fucking leg, you know what I mean? But But he did a good job. He used it as a notice or awareness out there, like, hey, watch yourself.
Public
So
service
cool.
announcement.
Yeah, it was. Don't do this. But yeah, he manned up and definitely talked about it and showed his leg with the freaking hole in it and all that. So yeah, I think he's from Texas. I can't remember his name. Or he has a cowboy hat. Someone out there probably seen the video. It's kind of old now. It's been out a couple of years, I think.
I don't know who Gimp Creek was talking to, but I carry a 1911.
I think he was asking you, actually.
Yeah.
Or maybe everybody.
My main carry gun is a Colt. Of course, it's a Colt, so it's discontinued, but it's a Colt 1911 45 ACP. It's got a officer's length frame that is aluminum and a commander's length barrel and slide, which is 4 1/4 inches, stainless steel, or at least it's got a gray coat on it. I don't know what it is, but very light. It's about the same size as a Glock 36. My buddy's got a Glock 36. I can lay one on top of the other, and there's the same profile, same size.
What are you getting for rounds?
What do you mean?
How many rounds does it hold?
Oh, 7 in the mag and 1 in the chamber, so 8 rounds. It came with a 6-round, but you can get. I got a Chip McCormick magazine that'll hold that extra round. So I'm carrying around 8 rounds of ammo.
Nice. Single stack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Gimp. He was asking everybody. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. That's an expensive gun.
I traded a Colt H-Bar AR-15 for it. I had about $1,100 in the AR-15 and traded it for that Colt 45, and the guy gave me $250 to boot. So I actually come out really good.
Yeah, that's nice. Sounds like a good win on that deal.
Yeah.
Because you can get another AR anytime you want.
Mm-hmm. And that was right before the big gun crash, 2008 gun scare shit. I couldn't hardly give away an AR-15. I had 2. I had that H-Bar and my M4. And I was like, I built the M4, or kind of built it, got a kit thing. And I was like, well, I'm going to sell these, see if I can make $100, buy another one, sell it, make $100. That was my plan. Hell, I couldn't fucking give those things away. Everybody called me, wanted to trade something. And that guy called me, and he had that Colt 45. And I'm like, I'm a 45 1911 guy. I was like, that would be pretty awesome to own an actual Colt 45. And like I said, with that aluminum frame and stuff, it's super light. It's just an awesome pistol. So it worked out.
Big Glock Daddy says Glock 30s.
Yeah.
What else could Big Glock say,
Yeah, he's a Glock
I'm
guy.
a Big Glock guy. I got 5 of them.
Yeah,
I got an old Model 24 that a lot of people haven't seen before. It's the big, long slide. There was the IPSC gun back then when I was trying to learn how to competitively shoot. And
34 or 24?
No, a 24. It's a 40 cal.
Oh, okay.
Some bitches like that. It's like shooting a short barrel, like an SBR, basically. I mean, it's freaking badass. I love it. It's got a 3.5 pound trigger on it. Mm-hmm. It's a sweet gun, ported, and it's cool. It's still a Glock though. It's ugly as sin, but still badass.
Hey, all it's gotta do is work.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it's designed for. Doesn't matter what color the shovel is, as long as it digs a hole, right?
Yeah, you can have the prettiest fucking engraved 1911 chrome finish, but if that motherfucker don't function, it ain't worth a fuck.
Well, that's the thing with the 1911s. Those are good race guns, but man, everything's got to be just so damn perfect in order for that thing to be reliable.
Yeah, they are. I don't know. They've been made for so long and by so many different manufacturers, especially now. You can get some that are finicky. That's true.
Yeah.
I had to say the ones I got, and another thing I was like, that Colt will feed. It's fed everything I've fed it. I can't say that I've shot a lot of variety of ammo in it, but I just carry lead round nose bullets, and they feed 100%. So I figure if half-inch hole won't stop somebody,
doesn't work.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm in trouble.
Now, are you required to?
Uh-oh. It froze up. Or is it just me? Did he freeze up or did I? You there?
I am now. I don't know what the hell happened. I got Googled.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was you or me.
No, it's probably me. Do you have to run hollow points, or can you run full metal jacket in your concealed carry?
You can run whatever.
You can run whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got the bullets I use. I know, and I could get a lot of flack for this because I run my reloads. That's what's in my carry gun right now is shit I reloaded, but it's just lead round nose, but it's hard cast lead. It won't expand whatsoever. I could shoot a 2x4. Well, I'd probably have to shoot a 4x4 for not to go through. Dig it out, stick it back in another case, and shoot it again. It does not expand. They're fucking hard as woodpecker lips. But figure you like that.
I'm gonna have to remember all this shit. I better write this down. Where's a pen?
But
quote of the day: harder than woodpecker lips. I need to make a video called that just for you.
You should. But I figure a 9mm, the best it can expand to is about a 45 bullet. So if I shoot a 45, and a 9mm is very effective at stopping a person. So if I'm shooting a 45, it's already at the size of a 9mm. Plus, I know if it hits bone, it will crush it and keep moving. So I'm okay with a 45 with hard cast bullets.
Well,
it don't.
But the thing you got to think about too, though, TR, is maybe you don't want it to keep going.
Yeah. You got to worry about what's behind what you're shooting at. But that's true with a hollow point too, because you can shoot a hollow point at somebody, it get compacted with cloth going through their clothes and act just like a full metal jacket and keep going.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, over the years, I remember I've been into guns since I was young, but the advances in ammunition over the last 15, 20 years is phenomenal. It's just amazing what a 9mm. The reason why, and I think it was the Department of Justice put out a thing like 100 years ago now. Basically, I'm exaggerating, obviously, but remember the Camaro windows, and they're still like that. The angle of them is so angled. They were saying that at the time the 9mm wouldn't penetrate. I don't know if they can now or not, but because the angle was so steep that the 9mm wouldn't penetrate through glass, so officers, say you got a guy, you're an officer, and a guy's trying to run your ass over. He's trying to shoot through the front window to kill the driver, and they're just, they're skimming off. He's getting ricochets off the window. Now, I don't know. You'd have to do a test, I guess, or there's probably one out there on YouTube, but I'm sure they penetrate a lot better now than they did, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I would, and I probably need to just buy store-bought ammo just for liability reasons and stuff. But if you're going to buy self-defense ammo, hollow points and stuff like that, I would research it and make sure, and this is it's kind of from some old data, FBI, 20 years ago stuff. But the the specifications that it has to meet. I would make sure that whatever ammo you buy passes the FBI standard. If it don't pass the FBI standard, I wouldn't buy it. That's just me. I know.
Well, that's
federal,
like that.
Go ahead.
No, you keep going. I'll wait.
I was just going to say I used to carry federal hydroshocks in my 45. And that was one of the better bullets, and it passed all the FBI standards. And one of them was shooting through a windshield, hitting a gelatin block, and still penetrating a X number of inches after going through a windshield. You know, shit like that. I mean, it is a pretty high standard. If a cartridge, a bullet, passes the FBI standard, that's like a super bullet. Yeah, you will have it'll go through somebody and have over penetration, but at the same time it'll go through a windshield, it'll go through this, it'll go through that, it'll still expand, it'll expand this much energy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a very high standard.
Yeah. Well, no, and that's true. I've met a few officers that actually carry one mag of full metal or round. Jesus, basically full metal jackets, and that's for when they're barricaded behind something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like say you got a guy he's behind a brick object, right, and he keeps shooting his hollow points, and they're not doing shit. He has the ability to switch to his full metal jackets and penetrate that, that block.
Mm-hmm.
At least to stop the threat until they can get around the corner and put a few more holes in them.
Yeah. And I've heard of people, having like 2 or 3 rounds of the mag or one in the chamber, two or three rounds of I mean, and none of these theories are wrong, none of them are right, but they all have their place and make sense. 2 or 3 rounds of the hollow points, good defensive round, and then full metal jacket after that. Because after that first round or two, you are shooting through some kind of barricade.
Yeah.
So, that first shot or two was you were seeing the person, and then after that, well, somebody ducked down behind cover or something like that. So,
yeah. Well, and I think legal wise, at least in California, I know like when I went through my CCW, it was like, we had must. It was you must have a hollow pointed, basically, ammunition. But they said, good hints like keep the box. Like I keep the box in any CCW gun that I have, and I'll write the date I loaded the mags, and I'll leave extras so they can always go back if they really wanted to. Say it turned into some, I had to shoot my weapon to save my ass. They could basically go back, use that same ammunition, the same load, because there's still some in there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then cycle that stuff every year or so. Use it for good target practice. It kicks a little harder, so get used to seeing how your sights line up with the target with the plus ammo. And that was their thought on it. Is at least you're going to have a couple extra in that box to for the CSI or whatever to use.
Yeah, well, especially in California, because wow, y'all are so happy over there. Not you, but
oh yeah, we sue over everything. Get coffee spilt on you, sue you. Shit, I don't know. There's so many. Doesn't matter what it is.
You stub your toe on the damn curb, so you got to sue the city.
Yeah, got to sue the city. It's the curb's fault, not his fault. Yep, can't take us out anywhere. We're not smart enough. We should just stay at home and play video games all day long, I guess. There's the fat man right there. What's up? Yep. I was telling everybody about your 1,000 subs, fat man. Trying to get him over there.
Yep. Yeah, he took off pretty good.
He did good. He's got a shit ton of knives.
Yes, he does.
We got to get all together. We got Max just across the hill. You, myself, the fat man. Jarhead 6 is going to be moving to Florida soon.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep. I talked to him yesterday or the day before. So he's get him with that pocket shot 6. I tell you what, did you see that slingshot video I did? It's not a slingshot, but it's like a rubber thing. That thing's fucking badass. It works great, and it fits right in your pocket. Remember the old days, like when you were a kid and you'd have your like slingshot hanging out your back pocket, or you'd see like pictures of kids like that. Yeah. Now this thing fits right in, so you can be a little more when you accidentally break your neighbor's window when it ricochets off. Like, whoops. I know it was Billy. He had that freaking slingshot in his back pocket. Oh, oily prepper. Cyber curtain. That's a good chat. We got 40 people watching you.
Yeah. For a throw together chat.
Oh yeah. Of course, when you got 300,000 subscribers like you know, that's only like, 40 is only like chump change for you.
I have hit 2,500. I'm over 2,500 now, so I'm kind of proud of that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm trying. It's hard. You got to get that one good video.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want to subscribe to me, I'd love to see you.
Yeah, make sure to subscribe to 6. You'll probably see him in videos of mine and me and his shortly.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to. I'll now that I know you got property with a creek, I will definitely do more research on the hydropower, because I'm thinking about 500-watt generator. Man, you could probably do so much with that. You'll have to invest a lot of money in batteries, but 500 watts 24/7 is like way more power than I got. I got 1,500 watts of power, of solar panels, but that's only 4 or 5 hours out of the day.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying, because that thing will be turning 24/7. I was thinking you could almost run 2 of those damn things, because if you put one down like another 100 feet or something down the river, it's going to create enough energy again to get crack-a-lacking again to turn the next one, right?
Well, like I say, I don't think you'd need it, because on a hydropower system, you'll be producing so much power, you have to actually have resistor banks to burn off the power that you are not using, because your batteries, once they get topped off, you got to do that. Generator's still running, so you got to do something with that power, and you'll have to run resistor banks just to burn it off.
Oh, to get rid of the energy?
To get rid of the energy, because you're going to be making more than you can actually freaking use.
Are you reading this shit? Yeah. You're giving away chickens right now. You know that?
No, I didn't know that.
The Fat Man. I think it was the Fat Man started this shit.
That sounds like something Fat Man started.
Yeah, I love Fat Man.
I tell you what, if anybody lives near me,
he's throwing in a couple knives then.
If anybody lives near Greenville, South Carolina, I got a rooster I'll give you for real. Because I got 2 roosters right now. I don't. That's one too many roosters. But I don't want to get rid of either one of them. So right now they're getting along and not killing each other. So I don't know what to do with it. One of them.
You just got twice as many alarm clocks as all.
Well, one of them is the one that's the alpha male is pretty tame. He's the foghorn leghorn. The other one is the coolest looking fucking chicken I've ever seen in my life. He's like multicolored, and he's an Easter egger. He's got the green legs, so he's a breed that when he breeds with hens, he's going to produce Easter eggers where they, fucking lay pink, red, green eggs and shit like that. But he's an awesome looking rooster. I mean, just badass. He's green, red, a little bit of black, like a fucking peacock, but it's his whole body.
That's badass.
Yeah, he is.
That's cool. Fat Man's giving away some knives tonight. Watch this.
Damn Gimp Creek. Yeah, TR has a cock in both hands. Yeah, cyber, there probably is better battery systems, but we talked about this last night on another chat. The charge controllers for solar systems or high, hydro, whatever, they do a really good job of charging the batteries. I mean, you can get 10, 15 years out of batteries very easily. And so, yeah, the batteries are a big investment. Like right now, my next step is another battery bank. I have a lineup with an interstate battery salesman to get blemished batteries really cheap, like $60 a piece. But so far, he hasn't produced. So I think I'm just going to have to go ahead because with all the shit coming up in September, August, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get the Trojan batteries, which are the better batteries. They're $125 a pop.
So if you had a 500 watt hydro, we'll call it the flapper. How many batteries do you think you need? 10?
I got 8 right now, and I need 8 more.
Oh, 8 more.
Yeah.
So 16.
The thing with hydropower or solar power or all that is you don't run off the generator. You don't run off the solar panels. You're running off the batteries.
Yeah.
So the more batteries you have, the more shit you can run and the longer you can run it. But you have to have enough source of power to keep those batteries charged up. So like if I get another bank of batteries, that'll be 16 batteries. They're 6-volt batteries. That'll be 16 batteries, 1,500 watts feeding them. I'm pretty much maxed out. That's about all I can do because I can only feed 30 amps to all 16 batteries.
That's what I was going to say. There's probably a calculation where you take that, whatever you think it would be, a 500 watt times 24 hours, and then it turns into volts, or you know what I mean? Like to figure out how many batteries you would actually need. Like it may be 30 or something. I would assume.
I'm using golf cart batteries. That's pretty much the best lead acid type wet cell battery you can buy. They make the AGMs, I think it is. I think that's what they're called.
That's the gel ones.
Yeah, I don't even know I think they may be gel. They're sealed. You don't add water to them or anything like that. But they're very expensive. Very, very expensive. Like I said, the Trojan batteries are the best battery you can buy, and they're $125 a pop, and I need 8 of them. So we're talking right at $1,000 for my next bank.
Yeah, and you want to kind of buy them as a group, right?
Yep. Yeah, you don't want to mix match. And the batteries I got right now, those 8 batteries, I got 4 Trojans and 4 I think they're Duracells actually, but I bought them at Sam's. But they're not. Yeah, they wasn't all bought at the same time. There's a couple of them that's a little bit older, a lot older actually. But they're also 2 different brand batteries and stuff. You really want to buy all the same batteries about all the same time, even for the different banks. So I mean, it's a kind of a big investment. I mean, it depends on what you consider big or not. You want a couple thousand, and I'm running a 48-volt system. So therefore I have to have 8 batteries minimum for one bank. And to add any batteries is a minimum of 8. I just can't add 2 batteries or another battery. You know what I'm saying? They're in a set. It's a set. Boom, 8 batteries. Boom, 8 batteries. And then I can tie those in parallel with each other.
Yeah, someone talked about forklift 24-volt batteries. I don't know if those are better or not.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah, I mean, if you can get, I mean, deep forklift batteries or deep cycle batteries, yeah, they would work good, you know. But just as far as getting one out of an old scrap forklift, maybe not so good,
yeah, it's probably gonna be shit.
Yeah.
Probably used up.
Mm-hmm.
We
And that's
got
what I run into, because 4 of the batteries I started with, or not started with, but when I went to 48 volts, I got them from work. They was in this electric pallet jack, and they were the Trojan batteries. Turned out 2 of them wasn't any good, so I had to buy 2 new batteries. So that's why that whole set that I got's all mismatched, because I got 2 brand new Trojans, 2 old Trojans that check good. I got the little electrolyte or whatever it is, the little, you
tester
deal, and then the load checker and all that. They test good, and they're old batteries. They're probably 4 years old. I don't know how old they are. And then I got the 4 Duracells, I think it is. Duracells are every age. I forget what they are. It's kind of weird to have that name on it, but anyway. So it's a little bit of a mismatched system, but hey, I'm just old redneck. I do what I can.
Yeah. Whatever works. It's working. You're running your system on it right now.
Yep. So,
Which is
but
cool.
I need a second bank, and I want to get that done here in the next month or 2. And because that's where I'm limited. I mean, my system can charge those up pretty good, but it's only going to throw so much charge to them, and then they're topped off.
When you could be gaining more power.
Yeah, I could be charging 2 banks and then have that much more reserve power,
So now you said 4 hours basically of sunshine. You think you can charge up those 8 batteries that you have right now on 2 hours of a good sun?
Not 2 hours, no.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, if you got the sun just perfect hitting those panels, and see, that's the thing with the solar panels. To get the maximum out of them, like they're all 250-watt solar panels, the sun has to be directly perpendicular to it. I mean, it has to hit it. If the panel's like this and the sun's hitting it like this, you don't get 250 watts. It's got to be perfect. It's not just daylight period. It's got to be hitting it dead center, dead on, to get the max out of them. And I live
because you
on
probably get like 60%, 70, and you get up to 100 and then back down.
Exactly. So
Too
during
bad
the day,
crank those bitches and keep them.
well, I got them adjustable, or at least half of them. I got them adjustable, but that's more of a season kind of thing. You have to move them with the season.
Yeah.
Because the sun is in a whole different place in the wintertime than it is summertime. So I made them 4 of them adjustable. I mean, 3 of them, to where I can kind of keep the right angle. But I said I got 5 acres of land. I live on a hill where the sun comes up. I got just enough cut out for my house. So even at 10 o'clock in the morning, they're in the shade. They're getting sunlight and they're producing power, but just very, very little. And then boom, around 11 o'clock, they got good sunlight on them. And by 3 or 4 o'clock, boom, they're in the shade again. I'm in a bad location for solar power. But
how's wind up there? Could you run a wind power?
I'd have to have about a 150-foot fucking tower, because I got trees all around me. There is no wind.
You already got a tower. It's called a tree. Just run your ass up there and put some duct tape around that shit and some baling wire, and you're good to go.
We really don't live in a good area for wind power.
Well, you got the Smoky Mountain blocking it all, basically, right?
Yeah. So it's all hills and stuff like that. Now, you could actually end up being in a location in a valley or something like that, where the wind and stuff is channeled and you get a good wind. But just in general, this area is not good for wind power.
It's a bummer.
But hydro, and you got
I can't wait.
shit right there. You got the setup.
I cannot wait to try that shit out. It's gonna be awesome. Hopefully. Or I might blow up my house. I don't know.
Nah.
Fucking batteries. Oh! Did you ventilate those batteries? No. Going in. Smoke break.
Yeah, you gotta have a little ventilation there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it, even if I'm sure it's gonna work. I mean, but even if it's not as great as it's gonna work, like I'm hoping it'll work, it's still gonna be badass to be able to charge batteries.
Mm-hmm. Once you get into it, it's very addictive, and you see the potential. I'm not saying you would necessarily be able to charge your. I mean, potentially you could. You'd have to go a little bit bigger than what I said, but as far as lights, TVs, shit like that.
Yeah.
See the advantage with hydro, like right now, I'm draining my batteries. There's nothing going into them. I'm taking out of them. If I was on hydro, I'd be putting into them right now.
You'd be staying at like 100% and back and forth a little bit.
Exactly. That's the difference.
I know. I can't wait. It's gonna be bitching. Well, you got 20 thumbs up and no assholes, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I didn't warn them, so they didn't know about it.
Oh, wait a minute. I was supposed to put a thumbs down yet tomorrow.
Yeah, I started not to put that on there, and I said, fuck it. And it's okay. I got 60, 70 thumbs up on that chat and like 24 thumbs down. It's like...
That's a good ratio.
I expected a shitload of thumbs down. So, hey, I got more thumbs up than thumbs down. So, that's cool. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And like I said, that chat ain't for everybody. So I'm not offended if you don't appreciate it. I mean, I'm not talking to you in general. I'm not talking to you. I'm just talking in general. If people don't like it, you don't watch it. It's cool.
Yeah, watch something else.
Mm-hmm.
Jammy Time's on that same time, I think, isn't it?
No, they don't do it on Tuesdays. That's why I picked Tuesday. I tried to pick a night that didn't interfere with anybody else's chat because I didn't want to step on anybody's toes.
I thought they got something going on tomorrow.
Not that I know of.
Somebody's birthday or some shit.
Well, they might be doing a special one, but I mean, not a normal chat.
Yeah, that's on Saturday, I think.
Yeah, Wednesday and Saturday.
Yeah. I think you got is Resist the Tyranny Matt doing? He's done.
He's done
with his chat, right?
Hosting. He still does chats. He just ain't hosting.
That's a damn shame.
I know,
he had a good thing going.
Mm-hmm. And if Luke don't pick up Sunday night,
I know.
Fuck it, I may just start the damn Sunday night one too.
You might as well.
Yeah.
He said he's on vacation or some shit.
Yeah, that's why I guess that's why he didn't. Yeah, I guess that's why he didn't do the Sunday night chat. So we'll see.
Oh. Well, very cool.
All right. What do you think?
We got 41 people watching.
I know. Hell, I was about to say it was about time to end this. I'm wore out, but we got a few people.
Oh. We should see if we got any new people that came in.
See, Jack of all trades.
Jack's out there. Weapon machinist.
MD digger.
I don't. Oh, Tuesday night is David Robertson's podcast.
Oh, is it?
Is that tomorrow? Oh, he's a smart guy, man. He's got some good.
Bitch is very smart.
Yeah, I like listening to him.
Yeah, if any of the chats I'm in with David, and It's not that I got a bromance going on or something, but that's a smart motherfucker. The only time you hear me interject with him is I just asked him a question to embellish on. You know?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about this, David? And then I step back and I'm like, let him talk for 15 more minutes because I'm like, I'm just overwhelmed. That motherfucker is educated. He knows his shit.
What's the fat man talking about here? What video was I talking about?
I don't know. Maybe
We're talking
the
about,
chat. He's talking about the chat.
I don't know. Maybe he'll on the Comrade channel. 1 hour before TRs.
Okay.
I don't know what
Must be Jack's chat. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jack's got a. I haven't seen it out there. You know what's weird though? I'm not.
We froze up again.
It has all the deals. For some reason, that hasn't worked in months. It's gonna piss me off.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the YouTube, Google thing that ain't working. And like I said, they're changing it starting today. They're changing even more with the Google Plus and YouTube. So the supposedly they're going to try to enhance the chats. I don't know what the hell that involves. So we'll see.
Yeah. Find out. Every time I type in fat man, it makes it Batman. Stupid autocorrect. Jack. You hear any word on that what was I gonna say? Oh, that shooting. Can't remember where it was located at. Not the one in South Carolina. All that stuff kind of got calmed down a little bit out there.
Talking about the roof kid that shot the people in the church.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, locally, I'm not hearing anything about it anymore. You know, they raised all kind of hell. They took down the flag, and then it just kind of like, you don't hear nothing about it no more.
Yeah. No, it's weird. But you won't see that freaking CCW guy that was on tonight that shot those 4 people or whatever.
No, oh hell no, you won't see that. I mean, I don't know that anybody ever mentioned, or if they ever talked about it, but that Confederate flag, the battle flag that was flying. Hey, it was on state grounds. I understand that, but it was flying beside a Confederate memorial to the soldiers lost during the Civil War. If you ever see any pictures of that flag and stuff, that monument was a Confederate monument. But they was all upset about the fucking flag.
Is that in South Carolina or in Washington?
No, in South Carolina. The flag that they took down on the state capitol grounds, the memorial that flag was flying on was a Confederate soldier memorial. But all they had to talk about was the flag.
Yeah, the whole thing's stupid. So
they took the flag down, but the Confederate memorial is still there. I'm not saying they should take the memorial down because we lost over 20,000 soldiers just from South Carolina during the Civil War. I mean, we lost 50,000 in Vietnam over the whole nation. Can you imagine in the 1800s losing 20,000 men in a state?
I wonder what the percentage of that was. It's probably high.
Yeah. That's
like 80% of all men in South Carolina.
And that was killed, not just injured. Not counting the ones injured. That was just killed. So
yeah, that's amazing.
You know, if you can't pay some respect to that, come on. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know it's, you know what, it's part of history. As shitty as some people may think it is history, and
Yeah.
that would be like getting rid of all the Native American stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
And we don't have to talk about the Civil War stuff, but I guarantee you, I'll throw out a fact. We have a pretty good educated audience, so they probably know this. But 5 states that fought for the Union were slave states. And after the Emancipation Proclamation, only the states that fought against the Union, that was a Confederate, had to end slavery. So after the Civil War, after we, gave in, I know 4 of those states continued to have slavery for years later that fought for the Union. So don't tell me it was about fucking slavery. You got your facts
Yeah.
mixed up.
Well, and how they try to present it as a Republican thing when it was a Democratic thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, we're going to pass this over to the Republicans and make them all look bad.
Like I say, I'm
They're
not
like,
saying slavery
I
was
don't want
good.
it.
I'm not saying slavery was good and we should have kept it or anything. Don't get me wrong. It's just a little tidbit fact that I just actually found out here in the last couple of months, to be honest with you, because I was not taught that in school.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like Native American stuff in California. You know, they teach us history of basically what they portrayed as how the Native Americans and, you know, the white settlers and all that stuff. And half of that shit's bullshit. And you don't realize that until you look into it a little more and you're like, wait a minute. You know, it's like pushing Native Americans into Christianity when they basically use the Native Americans as slaves to build the missions. You know what I mean? They were, you know, and unfortunately, black people complain about slavery all the time, but what would you rather be, a slave working somewhere and getting to eat, or would you rather be the person that's hunted down and basically tagged as kill all of? So to complain about slavery, I tell you what, I'd rather be that than to be, you know, basically hunted down as a savage or animal. So I don't know what the hell they're complaining about. They had it pretty easy, it sounds like, compared to the Native Americans. My 2 cents. What about the Washington Redskins? I don't know. You can look at it 2 ways. Am I even on right now?
Yep.
Oh, it was so quiet. You can look at it as if you were to call, you know, if you had a team and said Crackers, right? You know, I'm just trying to use whatever. Or you can take it as at least it's Native American. So, you know, that may be something that you're into. So you may be, hey, I like the Redskins. I know a lot of people that like the Redskins. But as Native Americans, some people, it's a derogatory statement, basically calling somebody a name that's unsuitable.
Yeah.
You know, or not nice. So it's hard to like I like the Chiefs as a team. They're not the greatest team, but I just like them because I work for the fire department. They're the Chiefs. They're a cool arrow. I like Native American stuff, so that's always been my team. But yeah, there's a lot of Native Americans that disagree with it, and a lot of they're proud to wear Redskins jerseys and hats and stuff because it's they don't take it as derogatory, you know, or name calling. Yeah. So it just depends on your outlook.
Well,
it's not 1,000 years ago when
I've already showed this one time. I'm going to show it again. I got this from Matt's store, Resist Tyranny. Can you see it?
I've seen that one. Yeah.
And that's true. I mean, yeah, history of mankind, period, not just of America. History of mankind is dirty, it's nasty, it had its ups, it had its downs, but it's still our history, you know. And even the Confederate flag, that's not say that, you know, if you're looking at it like, oh, that guy is a racist because he believes in slavery, that flag ain't got a fucking thing to do with slavery. And if you think that, it's because you hadn't, you ain't done your research. You don't know your fucking history. That's a fucking British flag. That's not a goddamn Confederate flag. The Confederates just fucking flown it, you know,
Yeah.
as a symbol of a rebellion. Anyway, I don't know the entire history of it, so let me regress.
KG, he put on there, and I heard it too. I actually heard it from somewhere on YouTube. It was this guy that was really pissed off. But he says that they're thinking about exhuming some bodies of the soldiers in that basically memorial. So he put, I heard they were talking about taking all the memorials down and even exhuming some of the bodies.
Memphis, Tennessee City Council voted to remove the body of, I'm assuming it was a general or colonel or something like that, grave, and his family, and moving them somewhere else, I guess, because they're on city property or something like that. It hadn't gone all the way through, but it did pass the city council. They voted to exhume bodies because they represent slavery and they're in a fucking grave. Are you fucking kidding me? Really? I mean, it's just talking about taking shit too far. Well, there's even been talk about taking down Jefferson memorials, you know, Washington memorials. They want to. I seen something. I know it ain't going nowhere, but Mount Rushmore, they want to remove those faces and put modern faces on it. Yeah, it's just crazy shit.
JQHS, he's back. He's on the Native American stuff, which is cool. I know I've seen his chat, and he's into Native Americans strongly. He probably is one. But yeah, a lot of it of what he's saying is true. But whiskey is not even a derogatory term for white people. What it means is eaters of the fat, aka those that take food from babies and elders. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's very knowledgeable on that. I've seen some of his chats about that, which I like Native American stuff very much so. But yeah, it just depends. You know, you go back to the Redskins thing, and it's like, I don't know. It just depends on where you want to go. Are you going to be, you know, whether you're 43, 21, or 12, you were never getting chased down and hunted. And it's the same things as you were probably never a slave. You know, and probably your mom wasn't either. You know, it's like you got to draw the line somewhere, suck it up, and become one as a nation. I mean, are you American or are you African American? Like that one singer or whatever she was, actress, she's all, I'm not African American because I didn't come from Africa. I'm American because I came from America. I was born in America. I'm an American.
If you're American, you're a fucking mutt already, because none of us was here originally. Even the fucking Indians wasn't here originally. They was just here first before we were. But they wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even they immigrated here way back when.
They crossed the ice.
Yeah. You know, I got a lot of Cherokee in me. I mean, anybody that lives in around this area probably has at least a little bit of Cherokee in them. I have a good bit. But, and you know, Washington Redskins, that don't fucking offend me.
Yeah. I got a clusterfuck going on.
What's going on?
I got a cord that's wrapped around the chair.
Oh, okay.
You know. All right. Mission accomplished. Mm-hmm. I was trying to get an iced tea, but that turned into a hanging of cords.
Well, you're going to have to take over the floor, do a damn rundown or something, because I got to piss. So.
All right. Right after you're done, I'm going to go because I got to do the same. All right. Sounds good. All right. So let's do a roll call here. We've got 39 people. Let's see if we got any newcomers. Make sure you've chatted on the side if you want to get represented. So we'll start here in a second. give the lag time a little bit to catch up to you guys. I'm not sure what the lag time is tonight, but it's usually like 10 to 20 to 30 seconds sometimes. All right, I'll start. Yep. Don't we all quiz? All right, so we got Gear Grinder 19, the Real Cobra Burnout, Oily Prepper, Quasar Nugs, JQHS, the Fat Man, Curbside Chaos. Nice to meet you, Curbside Chaos. Haven't seen your channel before. Oily Prepper, True Freeze, the Truther, not the Truther, just Truther. Let's see, King Coin, Oily Prepper, Cyber Curtain Twitcher. Nice to meet you. 1,000 subs out there. Bizarre Dash Cam Videos Silver Collection. Check out his channel. We got the Saint. Let's see what else we got. Gear Grinder 19, I said. Weapons Machinist. KG. MD Digger. Clint Chambers. We have Gimp Geek. I think the Fat Man I said already. Curbside Chaos said. Let's see here. Keep going. Weapons Machinist. City Prepper 016. Very nice. Haven't heard of him or her. Very nice. Thanks for coming to the channel. Dig That Tone. Was in the house. And maybe I got them all. Let's see. Try not to miss anybody here, but Clint Chambers, I think I said. Dun, 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 dun. And I know Fat Man Superfly was in here earlier. The Saint, Quasar Nugs. I think I got most of you guys are all. Oh, Jack of all trades, Big Glock, Big Glock Daddy. I'm still finding some newer ones here. Let's see, Gear Grinder 19, Cyber Curtain Twitch, and hopefully I got everybody. Fuzz Fork 8. I don't know if you're still here. You were here earlier. King Coin. These are some of the original posts. And
Hey, Truther, that's a new one for me. I hadn't seen him before.
Yeah, there's a few I ran into that I haven't seen. A couple of them look like they just started. Maybe it's their second channel or something. But yeah, you got a lot of people. There's still 35 watching, 20 thumbs up. If you guys aren't familiar with those new ones, and check out their little sidebar chat. If you put your your little pointer over their name, it'll kind of show a little bit of what their channel's about. Might be something to be interested in.
I just subbed to Truther just so I can go back later and because he's made a lot of videos. He's made 382 videos. So
wow, very nice. All right, I'll be right back.
I'll check it out.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, man.
Let's see if I can.
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. This was just a throw together chat. Me and Is Your Six was just texting each other a little bit, and I said, "Hey, you want to start a chat? We'll just shoot the shit, come up with something." I mean, instead of texting, we might as well chat. If we're going to chat, might as well make it live and just have a conversation. The chats have become very popular, and I'm definitely a fan of the chats. Everybody knows I'm a chat slut. I'm on a lot of chats. But but I enjoy them. I enjoy the interaction. I mean, and I don't mean this in a sad way, but the chats are actually my social life. Not entirely, but a good part of it is my social life. I mean, even chats that I'm not actually on the panel, just being in the comments. To me, I mean, I enjoyed, kicking ideas around, joking around, chit chatting with each other in the comment section. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. And I hope y'all do. I don't, in case anybody didn't hear, I know I've done talked about it a time or two. Google Plus is being removed from YouTube, the association. Don't cancel your G Plus account, so don't do that yet. But they're gonna. You still got to have a Google account. Google still owns YouTube, but they're separating the Google Plus from YouTube, and they started the changes today. I had a hell of a time starting this chat. I had to start 3 chats to finally get it to work. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad for us. Every time they make a change, it seems shitty, and then they finally kind of get shit worked out, and it eventually either we get used to it or it gets better. I don't know which one it is. So we'll see. So get ready, guys and gals. Changes are coming. So hopefully they'll be good.
Good would be good.
Yeah. It seems like every time they do changes, though, it goes shitty for a while, and then they finally get a few good things going. The Google Chats, these Hangouts was actually eventually turned out to be a good thing, but, so we'll see.
But it's like right when you figure it out, they go and screw it all up.
Mm-hmm. It is so different than when I started, and I didn't start that long ago. Technically, like 2011. Man, it is so different than what it was then.
That's like with all the face things and the sounds and noise and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's cool. Why not add it if you can figure it out? Or maybe you need to use it for whatever kind of chat you're doing. But you hardly ever see the mustaches and all the hats and shit. Unless it's like some crazy channel.
Yeah, you don't see that anymore. It's just so goofy. I never did like it anyway, so I never used it.
I don't like that shit flying around your head. You're like, what the fuck? One day someone put a bee like right here.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a fly swatter and I did a fly swatter and made a little fly swatter smash in it. Like, get that damn bee off my. You can't mess with it. It sucks. You're like, take that shit off.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that in a long time. Now that you mention it, I think that little thing everybody like to play around with it, and then it's like, okay, yeah, that's enough of that. That's just too tight. And plus, I'm on usually serious chats, so
A fire chief actually just in the native ways. What was he talking about? I need to catch up on my reading here.
I guess he's talking to somebody else, I guess.
A fire chief. Maybe that's why I like him so much. Play the bass or guitar. I've been trying to learn the guitar for years.
I play around with.
Do you? Yeah, I suck at it, but it's fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
I can play like beginnings of songs, but I can't finish shit. You know what I mean?
Too much time. They did. I'm on my second guitar. I bought one years ago, and I learned a song or two. I can, if I practice it enough, I can learn a song. But far as getting where I thought I would be, to just be able to like, oh, here's something playing and just kind of, oh yeah, okay, that's a C chord and this and that and that. Man, I figured out I'm never going to put that much effort into it and that much time. I can sit down and learn a song, but as far as having that ear for it, I don't know if I'm tone deaf or if it just takes that much fucking practice. And if it takes that much fucking practice, I'm never going to be a guitar player.
According to System 70, you're a rock god.
Hang on, I'll show you mine.
I played a dulcimer for the first time a couple weeks ago. You ever heard of one of those? Oh, you probably have out in South Carolina for sure. What were you asking me, Joel? He asked me a question, but how much do you pay me for this? No U6? I don't know. Send me the question and I'll answer it. Because it's all lost up in the chaos of the comments.
Yeah, too much.
I don't know. I can't find it. Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, like I said, anyhow, there's mine. It's pretty nice. It's got the Floyd Rose humbucker, Grover tuners. It's a Washburn. Was it Washburn? Excuse me. Pretty nice guitar, but
hell yeah,
I just don't. I ain't never gonna put the time in it to appreciate.
You have to bring it over. We'll make some racket.
Well, we could do that.
I got 2 amps we can plug into. We can make a whole shit. We can scare the neighbors off. You know what a dulcimer is?
What now?
A dulcimer? A dulcimer?
I've heard of it, but
it's an instrument that was designed in the Smoky Mountains. It's kind of like a guitar, but you play it on your lap like a steel guitar. 4 strings. You can't put your hand around the neck. It's like real fat right there. So you play it where you put your hands on top.
Okay.
But it's probably like that long. Freaking cool, man. It's got a really good sound to it. I'm thinking about trying to learn that. Go down to 4 strings instead of 6. Maybe I can play a song. I don't know. I can play the beginning of like a lot of songs. But I can't do all the like rhythm section and all that. You know, just the part where you know it's that song. Like, that's what I know how to play. You're like, oh, I like that song. Keep playing it. Nope, can't do it.
What was weird is actually the time and effort I put into playing it. I mean, I'd had to do some practice. I can't even show what I could do. The songs that I could learn the easiest, you would think would be the hardest, and somebody that plays guitar probably would say, well, yeah, it's easier to do that, is the ones where you use like 3 or 4 fingers, and I'm picking it like a damn banjo. You know, you hold a chord and you pick the strings in a certain order. I could actually learn those songs easier than I could picking strings individual.
Oh,
I don't know if that's normal or not. I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is I suck. You put it down for a month. You know where you start feeling like you're getting better because you're getting a little faster, a little more like you know where the chord is kind of deal. And then as soon as you put that damn down, geez, I can't even speak English. You put that damn thing down for a month.
Start all over.
It's like starting over.
But I want to know how to play it. I just
Do you know how to read tabs?
Yeah, the tabs is the only way I could learn how, the books. I bought books, and that's what I went by, the tabs.
Yeah. And that makes it nice because you can actually learn how to play a damn song.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you see those notes, you're like, yeah, right, throw this book.
Yeah.
Music?
Yeah, I took music in school, and I could, if I did a little refresher course, I could say, okay, G, this and this and this. But then when you're trying to learn the strings and the notes and all at the same time, it's just give me the tabs. I put my finger here, here, here. All right, there you go.
What sucks is if you learn the chord, you would do the same thing and play it, and it would sound way better. Because it'd be like bam, bam, bam. When if you just went like this, you could go bam, bam, bam. That's what I suck at. Damn guitars.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I'm fucking not tone deaf. I mean, I can hear the difference in the damn tones, but as much as even when I was really practicing a lot, and I know, okay, this is G, this is E or whatever, I could hear the difference. But if I just heard it, I could never tell you, oh yeah, that's a G or that's a E. Hell no, I could never do that. And I don't know about, like I said, I don't know. I'm not a musician. I can pull a fucking trigger though. I know how to do that.
Exactly. Dude, that's too if I really got to get crazy. Right. Fat Man says he has 3 of those dulcimers.
Yeah, the flea market he goes to on Wednesdays, it's not far from me, just right road Pickens. I hadn't been there in years, but when the last few times I went, there's usually a bunch of old timers that were kind of playing somewhere in the middle of the little flea market. They'd be playing, old country and bluegrass and shit like that all the time. So it don't surprise me that I bet he picked them up in Pickens Flea Market because they probably were a lot of instruments and stuff.
I think what is that called? Mountain music?
I don't know.
There's a name for it. It's like mountain music or something. It's like that song, "Play Me Some Mountain Music."
Yeah, it's like a little country, a little country bluegrass mix. Hell, I listen to hip hop and fucking heavy metal, so I don't know.
I know I'm an '80s metal fan myself. Or Queensryche and Maiden. That's all I need.
Well, I don't know. I was a little different than that, I guess. I mean, I like Def Leppard. I've seen Def Leppard in concert. My favorite overall band, which I'm too young to have been able to be in their prime, but seen them period. But Led Zeppelin. I'm a big fan of Tool and what's the other one? Shit, I can't think of it now. Perfect Circle, shit like that. Weird, deep metal music, I guess. I don't know. But I like a little country too. But old
deep metal
country.
Music? What are you calling Def Leppard deep metal music?
But not Def Leppard, but Tool and
oh.
Tool.
I was gonna say Def Leppard's like Gumball.
Yeah, that's kind of Gumball there.
Chick music.
Well, I was still in high school then and shit. But Tool and Perfect Circle. Their music is deep. They're not the music, but the lyrics is deep. I mean,
is it like speed metal?
No, no. It's politics and government and shit like that.
Oh,
That's what I mean by deep. Yeah,
I was trying to figure what the hell you're saying there.
Yeah. Well, like one of their biggest songs, 46 and 2, is talking about the chromosomes of the human DNA and our next evolution and blah, blah, blah. If you listen to the song, you don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You have to see kind of a video where somebody breaks it down. This is what they're talking about, And it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense now,
That's kind of like Queen Reich in Operation Mindcrime.
Really?
I don't know if you ever saw that. Yeah, they talk a lot about the government and basically all jacked up there. You got some. Get the lead out.
Yeah, get to let out. Oh, I'm a big Led Zeppelin fan. I got to see Page and Plant at least back in the 90s. I saw them twice, which was basically a Led Zeppelin concert, but you know, it wasn't technically Led Zeppelin, but that's all they played. And then played like a couple songs of their little album they done, but so that was pretty awesome. And one of them had a whole orchestra behind them. Violins, bass, drums, I want to say whole, but maybe 30, 40 people, like an orchestra. And fucking, they were wailing out fucking songs, and you see all these violins in unison, you know, it was fucking badass.
You're like, this is fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Gear Grinder's got some good old country music going. I like country music too. I think the only thing I really don't like is classical. And that new shit, I can't stand that fucking. I mean,
techno or something like that.
Give me a seizure. Yeah, dance music, or what the hell they call it.
I like some classical music. I got a Beethoven CD. I actually like Beethoven, but it's like powerful classic music. Now, like Mozart or Bach, I don't care for, but I can listen to some Beethoven. He was kind of like heavy metal for the time.
see, like country music, I like Chris Ledoux. Chris Ledoux is my favorite country singer.
I don't like hardly any new country. Any new country, I'm just.
There's not even such thing as new country.
Like, well, whatever's coming out now.
That's just music now. Yeah, it's not
pop.
Country music.
Yeah.
When the people are showing up at the CMA Awards and they're wearing fucking. There's not one. You find one cowboy hat in the whole goddamn.
The country I like is like Merle Haggard, Hank Williams Sr., fucking Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash. I got to see Johnny Cash in concert as a young teenager, actually. So I'm proud of that.
Yeah. Some Peller Ballards. It's funny. Death Angel, Testament, Anthrax. I forgot about Anthrax.
I pretty much like all music. You know, I'm not too crazy about gospel and today's country music, to be honest with you. But I don't like a lot of today's pop music either. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, today's country music, I don't know what you'd ever call it, but it's not bad. It's just not what I consider like country music anymore.
Yeah. Yeah,
you gotta have a dog. You gotta talk about a tractor. You gotta have a pickup truck. I mean, there's a lot of things that are missing. You know what I mean?
Give me some David Allen Cole, some Waylon and Willie. I can deal with that. I mean, if you're gonna do country, do fucking country. Don't do shit half-assed.
That's right. And put a fucking hat on. It's like, come on, people.
Yeah, I saw Hank Williams Jr. in concert, I think at least 5 times. Because that was like, when he really like hit it off big, that was what, like, my later teenage years. So, yeah, I was going to all those concerts. He was, you know, Jack Daniels was fucking sponsoring them and shit, you know. It was cool as shit.
Yeah, that's when it was good. Him and Willie be shit-faced drunk and stoned out of their mind. You're like, what was he saying? I don't know. Just have fun. Some songs are good just like everything else. That's true, Curbside Chaos.
Yeah.
Oh, Priest, yeah. Judas Priest.
They had at least one good song. Actually, they had a couple. But, yeah, definitely their biggest hit. You Got Another Thing Coming. Awesome song.
Oh, Sticks, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny, I don't think about all this shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sticks. I'm a Queen fan. I like Queen. You know, I don't give a shit if he's gay or not.
They had some good songs.
Mm-hmm.
I just made a sign. I will stay fat for food.
Yeah, Fat Man's crazy as fuck.
Jack of all trades says he writes real country music. I gotta listen to it. Well, hell yeah, Jack. Let's get a crack-a-lackin'.
Yep, Long Hair Country Boy, Charlie Daniels Band. Yep. That album that song was on, that is a awesome. Well, I'm showing my age. That's an awesome CD. I had it on cassette, but
What, Long Hair Country Boy?
yeah, whatever album that was, I don't know the name of the album. That was the one. Give Me 3 Step. No, that was Leonard Skinner. But anyhow, but that one that Charlie Daniels Band, the one that song was on, that was a good album. Yeah, there you go, Leonard Skinner. Give Me 3 Steps, fucking Free Bird, and all that shit.
Conway Twitty. Cat
Yep.
Stevens. I know, it's funny. There's a lot of music that you don't think of. Dio, yeah. I remember Holy Diver. That was a badass song. Holy Diver. You've been gone too long in the midnight sea. Hell yeah, that was a bitchin' song. It's crazy how music has evolved. It's like me. I still listen to the same shit I listened to in high school. Unless one of the guys is playing some crap at the station. You know, I never learned the newer songs, you know. My kids are like, did you hear this song, Dad? I'm like, hell no, I ain't heard this song. So I try to hang out with them, listen to a little bit of their music to stay in tune with these guys at the station. You're like, yeah, I know that song, guys. Yeah, I'm hip. I'm hip to be hip. One of the guys showed me today a thing called Slap Chat. I don't know. It's something where this people go around and put shit in their hand, and then they smack the shit out of somebody, and they get it on video. Well, and this video is just a bunch of people smacking the shit out of each other. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what's this world coming to?
Yeah, no shit.
There were some funny ones on there, I gotta admit, but I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, but back in the day, we would just laugh at each other when we like totally fucked ourselves up, you know, like riding a bicycle down a fucking hill and wiping out. You didn't do it to each other. You did it to yourself, you know?
Exactly. When your pedal would freewheel back and whack you right in the shin and make you bleed.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be like, oh shit.
You know, you made the damn ramp out of a hood and some pallets and shit, and it fell apart right as you hit it, and you wipe out.
Check this out. This is a funny ass story. At least I think so. So where I lived, there wasn't pavement, concrete, blacktop, anything within miles, right? So my dad had this cattle feeder he made out of wood things, and when the cows would go in it, you know, it clamped tight so that they could eat. So what I did was I took a bunch of old ass wood and some doors and shit and made like a ramp, like a skateboard ramp. So I was riding this thing, fucking off, trying it out. Well, my buddy's in town. I was telling him, yeah, I got a ramp. Oh, really? Oh, can we come over in it? Well, a buddy of mine that I had, his name was Charlie. His parents owned a limousine company. So him and his one of his best buddies, they come to my house, which is this long dirt road, right? And they pull up in this black limousine out in the middle of the sticks, right? And they're all, where's your ramp at? So I show them, and it's like a ramp, and it's got doors and shit in it, you know, like not this way, but this way to hold it up. So there's like little ridges in the middle of the ramp and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? But yeah, it's all homemade. It's like you're saying with the car doors. It's like, just build it. If you build it, they'll ride it. There's a crack up there, like waiting for this badass ramp, and these old ass doors and shed walls and shit that I tore down to make a ramp. I didn't have any blacktop. It was funny. They thought it was fun though.
Damn, I can't
How
believe
long
we
have we
still
been
got.
yapping?
How
long have we been yapping?
Damn near 4 hours.
No way. Really? For reals?
I tried to start it at 10. It might have been 10:30, 10:45 when we got started. It's 2 o'clock now. So over 3 hours anyway.
Holy shit. Wow.
And still got 30 people watching, 32 people watching.
They probably passed out. It's just on. They're just sleeping.
Yeah, it depends on their time
There's a lot of
zone.
people talking.
It depends on their time zone. It ain't that late for some people. If they, you know.
It's only 11 here.
But it's 2 o'clock for me, and I've been up since 6. So.
Yeah. I bet you're tired.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this if that's okay with you.
No, I'm good. Whatever you want.
Yep. Yeah, let me go ahead and end this.
Everybody. Give them a minute, though, because they're on the lag.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. It was kind of a bullshit session. We talked a little politics, a little bit of theory. We had Wood in here, and kind of ended with talking about music.
We were all over the place today.
We was all over the place. I had a good time.
I did too. Truther's in Oregon, so he's at 11 o'clock too.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, super geeky. One. There we go. They're all getting it.
If I call it up now, yeah. So, thanks everybody for coming out. Like I said, we just me and Six want to just do a little bullshit chat and go wherever, and we did. We went all over the fucking place.
We're around the world. Around the world in 4 hours.
Thank y'all for coming, hanging out with us, and enjoyed chit chatting with everybody.
Yeah, it's cool.
But go ahead and end it. And like I said, anybody that's interested in having a little bit of a chat tomorrow. It's not for everybody, and you don't have to come if you don't want to, and I won't be offended. You don't have to hop in and give me a thumbs up just for support. If it's not your cup of tea, don't come in there. But the name of it is a black man, a transgender, and a redneck walking the bar. And I have a black man, transgender, and me, the redneck, and we sat down and we're going to talk about some serious subjects. So now, if you want to check it out,
are you going to is it going to be just the three of you from here on out?
No, I mean,
are you going to add like someone like?
Yeah, we may have
a Native American.
Yeah, we may add some guests to it. I mean, there's nothing set in stone right now. I mean, that's just what I started out with, and like I said, the first one went really good. We'll see how the second one goes, and go from there. We may add a few people, or just have guests on occasionally. Like special guests. Boom, boom, boom. Not necessarily a new panel member, but just a guest this week, another guest the next week, or I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm winging this. I am absolutely fucking winging it because
I saw the notes on your wall. You got it all set up. Date
Shit.
15, chat 14, chat 15, topics, objectives, statistics.
Nah, I'm more of a fly by the seat of your pants kind of guy.
That's how I am.
I mean, there's some things I make preparations for, and the prepping and stuff like that. Yeah, of course, I kind of lay it out. But as far as the chats, it's hard to put a structure on it because me and Johnny, we do the conundrum every 2 weeks. And if he sits down and pulls out a bunch of stories, we might talk about one of them.
Exactly. It's so easy to get sidetracked.
Yeah. So it's
yeah, but what about that one time?
Yeah.
What about that one case?
So it's
Yeah, it
almost
never
like,
works out.
why even go through the fucking trouble of setting up a format when you're going to get off on a tangent and go somewhere else? This better, don't get me wrong. You just try to come up with something for a minimum. If we can't come up with any ideas, we're going to talk about this. But
Yeah.
how
If
often does
all
that
hell
happen?
fails.
Yeah, how often does that
Rat.
happen?
Rat. Remember Rat?
Yeah. Just like this chat, we ended up talking about Beethoven and Dio and everything else, and it still flowed.
It did. Chaos works no matter what, right?
Absolutely.
We got Queen's Quiet Riot and Dawkins. Yeah, baby.
All right, looks like is let's think. I don't know. Somebody else is starting to chat out there. I think Oily Prepper.
Yeah,
I'll
I
give
think
it.
Jack was gonna try, but his wife's sleeping already.
I seen Oily Prepper say something about who wants a link. So I'm assuming Oily Prepper is going to start a chat. So yeah, she said
Get
she'll.
Dryden in there.
Yeah,
Get
she
his
said.
ass in there yapping.
Yeah, Oily Prepper says she's going to try to get one going in about 10 minutes. So anybody that's not subscribed to Oily Prepper, click on her icon, sub her. If you want to be in on the chat, or at least be in the comment section, jump over there.
I saw a lot of new names tonight. Are most of these guys your subs? Because there was quite a few I never met.
Most of them are, but not all of them. There was a few new names I hadn't seen in there. Yep.
Oh, there's another one right there, 73 Scamp. What's up?
Yeah, I hadn't seen that one before, so that's cool.
All right, sub you guys. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Willie Pepper's rocking a new one. Well, cool, man. I appreciate you having a good time with me.
Yeah.
Let me have a good time with you, I guess.
Yeah. Also, man, it's pretty cool. For a throw together chat, it went pretty good. I enjoyed it.
we had like 30-something people the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. And that's cool. Like I say, I think the chats are pretty popular. I think everybody enjoys it. I enjoy it. I don't have to be on the panel to enjoy chat. And I'm sure the people out there don't either, or they wouldn't be here. So,
well, it's just nice. I mean, you could be sitting watching TV, but if you don't have your favorite show on, it's much better to learn something maybe, or just hang out with the same community, you know?
Yeah. It's like we're all a bunch of friends hanging out at a bar. That's all it is. Well,
exactly.
Just shooting shit. The subject can change for no reason and go from one extreme to the other. Ain't that how it is when you're sitting around talking to your friends? So
hell yeah.
I consider everybody my friend that I communicate with, and that's what we're doing. So
amen to that.
With that, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Like I said, Ollie's starting to chat in a few minutes. So if y'all are night owls or on the West Coast and want to keep on chatting, go check her chat.
Keep on chatting.
Yeah, keep on chatting.
That's cool. Bye, everybody.
I seen you, Plinkster. Thanks, man.
Hey, dear Plinkster.
Yeah.
I didn't see
I'm sorry. I thought I tapped in your name earlier. I'm sorry. It's a lot to keep up with. So my fault.
It is a pain. I'm glad you made it, my friend.
Damn gear guard. I'm the guy at the end of the bar that people wish would fuck off. All right, guys and gals, we're going to end this. See everybody later.
Take care.